Quinn, what do you make of this? We're getting a couple of kind of newer heroes. Well, maybe just the one, really. We're getting a Shaker on one side here on Aurora. I'm looking forward to see it. At least in the games we've been watching, we've not got the chance to see much of this hero.
We've not. Shaker is a fun hero to watch. It fell off quite a bit after TI when they nerfed something about him. I can't remember what, but he got a pretty reasonable size nerf, so people stopped flexing him. One of his big weaknesses is that he is pretty slow. He takes a while to get online. He wants to farm those ancient stacks, abuse the Echo Slam on those stack camps people have popularized. It's an interesting sort of contrast between lineups. Heroic is very much run at you, all about the magic damage, sort of these lower instances of damage, lots of skirmishing. And on the flip side, Aurora, they have a lot of... I think they have stuff that makes a lot of sense against it. They have the healing ward, or sorry, the nether ward. They have Puck who can avoid a lot of the damage, Abaddon who can tank it up, Shaker who can kite. I think if Heroic doesn't get the ball rolling in a good way, then I favor Aurora a decent amount here.
All right. Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to see how it plays out because I kind of like what Heroic's got. I think Heroic's got some smart stuff here. You know, when it comes to sort of like dealing with like the carry Abaddon, they've got breaks, they've got silences. You know, the combo, the setup can be there. So looking forward to see how this one plays out. And we'll see. Now, all in all, how things go for Toronto-Tokyo in this early game. Playing something a little bit different, at least, from the more meta picks. Let's see if we can find the chance to get some good slams off this game, which it feels like it's not going to be easy, right? This is not a lineup, you know, from Heroic that you look at and say, well, they're going to get caught in a 5-man slam. It's unlikely.
Yeah, this is a fissure game, not an Echo Slam game. He's playing at range. He's letting his Puck and Abaddon cause a lot of chaos. Glimmer capes from the Pugna, and he's playing off fissure, playing at range. He's a backliner this game. He is not tanky. He is not getting in there. He is playing it chill and abusing the fissure spam, which is a very powerful tool. We've seen it popularized way more. Sort of the Yapsor style of long ago has been repopularized recently, so it's a pretty fun hero.
And on the top lane, how's this little lane go down? Is this sort of free farm for Nightfall? Is he going to feel any pressure from Divine Schofield?
I would be pretty shocked if he felt any pressure. If anything, I mean, this is really... I think Viper is super bad against Abaddon, to be honest. I'm not exactly sure why they picked it. I feel like Abaddon is a very, very strong laner, and you need a strong lane in retaliation. When you're picking Viper, you're scaling W level 1, and you're walking a lane with a crown and 3 branches. I can't envision this going well.
Wrong lane. Mira, he's going to see if he can get the first blood, and he will. Toronto-Tokyo was gone upon, but was able to fall back just in time. They couldn't quite finish him off. And that gave the chance for Mira to bring down King Jungles in return and get that first blood for Aurora.
Very good for them. As CS is not going so well. This is a gigantic wave coming in her tower, so getting that kill will give them a little bit of breathing room to actually farm this wave. If not, I mean, he's still missing a lot of these CS. Toronto needs to do some blast hit practice.
Damn. Let's see, watch him in. Easy.
Hey, these are
he's got these. And there you go. Well, Mira tried to help out in that last one.
Not the worst.
Can't get them all. How's the CS looking on the other side of the map for Device? 10-1 up against the 14-3 of Nightfall from this lane. So indeed, not really able to slow down Nightfall's farm. It's not for the moment.
I think the real worry for Devi comes if Mira ever decides to TP up top and kill this Viper. If he ever pushes up a little bit far in the lane, he is a sitting duck for the squirrel.
We're going to see them try and take the fight here.
Boy.
And Ollie will go down, but not before Devi falls.
Nice ice shards.
And at the same time, they get the chance to make the move here on towards Toronto-Tokyo. So, both lanes. Heroic getting a couple of kills. Do lose Devi in return on that top lane. And we'll see overall in that trade as well, back on the top lane, Nightfall coming up very happily, barely lost any HP himself, and is able to continue to farm without any sort of pressure really being put upon him.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more fighting around the mid-heroes and the supports this game. The off-laners are pretty AFK, as are the carries, so it's going to be a lot about the support rotations to dictate tempo.
Oh, they're going to get aggressive onto Nightfall, and I tell you what, the damage adds up, and he's not able to take that fight. Ollie looks for another blast onto Devi, but Devi's able to kite it out. It's going to be okay. I mean, they sort of hit that point where they just go on him, and it is enough overwhelming damage to kill the Abaddon.
Yeah, he kind of made, I mean, Nightfall playing a little bit cocky there, thinking he can fight, overestimating his strength a little bit. Not the kill you want to give away. This Viper hero, very dependent. Holy crap, that was close.
Yeah, Wesper nearly getting the chance to run him down in the mid. Toronto-Tokyo It's going to be in position to find King Jungle's on the way back to the lane, and they'll finish him off. Same time, back up on the top. Nightfall gets a bit of revenge and kills Devi off. It's all kicking off.
It's this Viper hero, man, it's so volatile. Heroic really likes this hero. They prioritize it pretty early in the draft, picking it just in the second phase there early on, but I have my doubts. This hero, we have not seen it played in the off lane very much at all. I haven't seen it a single time this tournament so far. Mar played it mid one time, but I think with good reason we don't see the hero too often. It has some weaknesses. Let's see if I can overcome those.
And because what do you think the game plan is from Hero when they do pick it? Like, are they imagining that the lane goes differently, or is that not necessarily why you think they do pick the hero and they sort of see its strengths elsewhere in the game?
I'll be honest, I genuinely don't understand why they picked it. I have to assume they think it's good against the Baden, right? They see a Baden, they pick Viper almost immediately afterwards, so they must have some angle in this matchup they think is good. Obviously, the break is not bad. You can kite him a little bit. You can reduce his attack speed with this Nether Toxin, sort of going this pseudo Topson build. So there is some merit there. The issue lies in just Viper is just not that powerful of a hero. So if you're not having this good start, can be punished very easily, ganked a lot, doesn't function super well from behind. See if they want to put more pressure on him.
Get a bit of a setup here onto Yuma, but not quite able to get the Fisher off. Quick Dragon Tail allows Yuma to step back. So yes, of course, for him down there, going perfectly fine. We'll see around the 6-minute power route. He's going to be able to get the grab upon it. It's pushed back in onto Whisper, but as you can see, he's already managed to get the pickup on it. Trying to run down Makoto. They get the chance for the glimpse attempt, but the phase shift is there. Also drops the Dream Coil down.
Nice decrypt.
To hold back the Lesh. Just Schofield, he's diving in, looking towards Makoto.
Why didn't he jaunt? Is he just baiting him?
I mean, it might be the big brain bait. I mean, I tell you what, it only went and worked out there. Makoto keeping his cool. I mean, indeed, he had us all sort of asking, why isn't he jumping to his orb? That's because he knew he was going to go and get away with this sort of crazy bait play. Easy kill.
My
Makoto
goodness.
keeping it cool.
I cannot believe he didn't jaunt there. That was so close. This guy's got balls of steel. Holy cow. That's why he's a pro and I'm not. Goodness sakes.
He'll be able to step back to base, reset, get himself back out on the map. That's some fancy footwork there from Makoto. And Yuma is going to see if he can sort of play his chances and step up the Wisdom. Dota2 already in position to secure it.
We'll get the Wisdom on the flip side. Devi has finished up his Dom now, so he's just going to be farming it up. His ability to actually interact with the game, hurt heroes, very, very minimal.
Schofield seeing if he can get some sort of angle. At the same time, though, King Jungle's dealt with very easily by the supports of Aurora. Of course, this all does just mean complete freedom for Nightfall on this top lane. Take the farm solo. It's definitely going to be on track to get a quick Radiance timing. I mean, do you sort of see any way that Heroic can kind of pull heroes together to make a play into the Abaddon, or is this just going to be inevitable? The Abaddon's going to farm, he's going to get his Radiance at a good time against this lineup.
I think it's pretty tough. I think he's set up for success. I think the real issue is they have no pressure mid. They have no real way to threaten this puck. Holy crap, there's a DK smoke mid. That's kind of cool.
He just walks in, gets in with the Dragon Tail opening, but I tell you what, there's going to be the turnaround here as Makoto's in with the coil and the burst onto the two of them. Whisper and Schofield, they're just dead. They'll get the snowball over towards Makoto. But nothing to follow up on that one, and I mean, that's not the sort of play that Yuma was hoping to walk over and join a part of. He quickly sort of tucks his tail and runs back towards the bottom lane. Nothing good happening there for Heroic.
No, that's quite the disaster. And Leshrac against Puck, it's a matchup that can be good, but you need kill threat from your supports, or you need somewhere that you can attack and play through. And I think the real issue is because there's no play through top, there's no play through mid, the only place they can attack is this Earthshaker, but they're not prioritizing it, right? They're choosing to play through other lanes. Bottom lane was a mixed bag, wasn't super, super good for Heroic, so because of that, they're focusing all their efforts around mid, but they can't kill the puck. They're walking to a lane and spending all this time against a core hero that they can't kill, and it's biting them. Supports on Aurora so high level, so strong in these fights, and you can see it there. Level 6 Pugna, he's coming bottom, and I don't know if there's any defending or fighting here from Heroic.
Yeah, they might just have to let this tower slowly go. And if they're not able to hold the defense on the bottom lane, and they're not able to make plays mid or top, What are they able to do in this early game with this lineup?
It looks like just farm. They've gotten their tractors. They've fixed their irrigation, and they are set up for a hefty yield of crops. But besides that, I don't know if they're pulling in too much.
Divide. Well, he's clearing through those ancient stacks pretty safely. And dude, he's doing it as well. I told you, it's the tech.
What tech?
The Viper tech.
Oh, he is farming the ancients.
No, the items.
Oh, dude, he's actually buying pipe.
I told Quinn before. Quinn didn't believe me. I was like, it's the piper. It's the piper. He's doing it.
It's time to pay the piper.
Here we go.
And the piper is Viper.
I mean, because obviously, oh, we're seeing the river. Any chance to play his way out of this one? Not with a Fisher coming in. Oh, I say that. Stick charges coming. But the ward's there as he casts his final spell. Schofield's dead. But because they need the pipe, right? But
I mean, it's a really good pipe game.
But as you were saying to me, it's not really what you pick this hero to buy.
Yeah, I mean, the issue becomes is you have a pipe, but you're about the blobbiest hero in all of existence. So the enemy can just avoid you, and if they're not being silly geese, they can just not run into your pipe, or they can kite it very easily. They can space you. You know, we talked about it already, but Aurora have numerous ways to go in and out of these fights to buy time, and so they can wait this pipe out compared to something like a Centaur who can show up in those fights. He has options to increase that mobility so you can actually use it in a better way. Viper, not the same hero. He's a snake, not a horseman.
All right. Getting at least some pressure onto the tier 1 top. Fortification comes out. They're bringing in a lot of backup for this push. We'll see if Aurora want to do anything about it. If they do turn up, Aurora might have a chance of taking a decent fight here with the numbers that they have. Starting to lead in on towards Nightfall. They set up in the trees. Once you get the setup, they get a glimpse back.
What's the sound?
Static
Break.
Storm and the break. He's trying to get out of it, but the combo at the silence and the break will allow them to take them down. Dreamcore connects on a Schofield. They take the Tusk out in response. Heroic. They'll get the tower, and they'll get the big kill there with that combo.
Okay. I'll be honest, I think it's a bit of an incorrect call there from Aurora to try to fight this. You can just give the tower and farm, right? You're working on your Radiance. You're almost at your Witchblade. Your Shaker just bought his Blink. He's picking it up from base. I think giving the tower and just saying, hey, you can have it. And just maintaining the area after when the tower dies probably would have been a better call, but they give up a kill here. Not the end of the world, but not ideal for Aurora.
They're going to try and strike back with a smoke themselves. Good Fisher block off there on a Whisper. The Sharpshooter jump forward. They've got the burst. Very nicely lined up there from Toronto Tokyo. Ensures that there's no chance for Whisper to run.
These deaths mounting up for Whisper in the early game. 0-3 now. Not a hero that you want to have these deaths on. Need that snowball.
They get the jump as well, potentially for more. Again, the Bushwhack connects.
Really nice.
That as tier 1's going to be going down mid. So Aurora, despite that bit of a slip up top, still maintaining this lead.
I'm impressed by Aurora so far.
Divide. Has he got any way to sort of get out of this situation? Looks like he's tanky enough to survive. They get the glimpse back on the mirror and responds immediately with a TP out. See Toronto Tokyo getting saved here. Healed up by Ollie. The Dreamcore holds back the Lesh. Toronto Tokyo will live. And Whisper, he's going to die for that effort. Yuma also incredibly low. Nightfall and Makoto chase him down. Another fish in from Toronto Tokyo. Kills off Yuma on the carry DK as well. They lose the Pugner, but they get the carry. They get the mid. And they're able to save one another. Excellent saves coming out with the life drain. And to ensure that it's another trade that Aurora, they'll take any day.
100%. And I think you can see there, you can see this kiting ability. You can see there's something weird about Heroic's heroes. When I look at them, there's overlaps, there's things missing. Viper, Leshrac, DK cores is not something you see every day. They're three selfish heroes in a lot of ways. They all want to be the star. They all want to do damage. Nobody's helping each other. And on the supports, it's killers, sure. Both of them want to help kill, but something about the way they combine against the damage mitigation from Aurora, the Pugna, the Abaddon, it fits very well against Heroic. And you can see it in how easy these fights look for them.
Now very close to having another blink into the lineup on Makoto. After this Witchblade, having an excellent time so far on the puck. Something that we haven't really seen from a lot of pucks recently. This sort of just flawless entrance into the game. I mean, this I imagine is is sort of the scenario that all of these teams and players picking puck imagine themselves in, right? They're at the top net worth, they're roaming around the map, people are attempting to gank the mid in that laning stage, they're not succeeding. You know, this is exactly what the puck players are dreaming of.
100%, absolutely. And to be honest, Makoto is one of the best puck players in the world. This hero, throughout its history, he has been one of the forefront players. And he's Grandmaster for a reason. People ban this hero against him for a reason. When I think of puck, I think of Makoto, I think of Nisha, and I think of Abed. They are like the puck guys. He's incredibly good at this hero. The laning, the mid game, he's just so hard to catch. Understands when to go in and out. Very, very good at this hero.
Yeah, 15 minutes timing there on the tread switchblade blink dagger. Very, very good here from him. And also, as we're seeing from Nightfall, despite that death up on that top lane to that push that Aurora tried to defend, the Radiant's timing still absolutely solid. So it's definitely going to be a bit of an issue for Heroic as the game scales on. They'll still get their next round of items online. Armlet now done for Yuma. So if they can sort of find these sort of situations for him to become that turret with the Dragon Form, the Mask of Madness, and the Armlet, he's going to hit pretty hard.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'll be honest though, Aurora pumping the brakes pretty hard right now, and I'm not exactly sure why. They finished the Radiance, they finished the Blink, they win a big fight. They look clearly stronger, but they're deciding, no, we want to farm it up. And this is typical Aurora style, right? We know they like to farm. Nightfall loves his gold, but I tend to disagree with it in this situation. I feel like they had opportunities to speed things up, to keep killing, keep attacking, but deciding otherwise. See if it pays off.
Tavai this time will make sure that Makoto doesn't get his hands on another power rune. Smoke up now coming in from Aurora. Toronto Tokyo ready to go with the slam once more. Let's see what sort of jump they can find. Alright, pretty split up right now. So could leave them open to Aurora getting away with a pretty easy pick-off.
This is an awkward smoke. All 5 heroes, nobody showing on the map. This early in the game, if a core gets caught by this on Heroic, I would be shocked.
Schofield's sort of in position to block
this
off. They're going to get the angle for Davai. Toronto Tokyo finds him. I mean, Schofield's around. He's going to come in with a snowball, but there's nothing to be done to save Davai as Davai goes down. Now Schofield also likely to be in a world of pain. Cannot run from this. They'll get the 2 of them.
I'm not sure if Heroic's just not in zone right now, but I don't think that's the kind of smoke that should hit. Really bizarre map state. In the meantime, no one was even really pushing in bottom that much from Heroic. It was staying pretty close by, so turning something that was a little awkward into a really great map state for Aurora. Control of both sides of the gates now, in a pole position to attack wherever they want and continue to farm up the map. Getting control of the gates in this mid-game phase is absolutely huge, because it is so hard to push up on either side, and the enemy can just jump back and forth. So Aurora in a great spot map-wise, as well as net worth.
I mean, because for Heroic, are they sort of just looking to just prepare to fight in retaliation to these moves that Aurora make? Are we going to see Heroic try and get out and aggressive with a number of their heroes at this point of the game? You know, what's the game plan from them?
It's tricky, right? You don't have... The only blink you have is on the Lesh, and he's not going to kill these heroes alone. There's going to be retaliation. You need that Tusk blink before you can actually start comboing heroes together. They are just going to walk up and hit mid tower now they have the pipe completed. It looks like that's what they were waiting for. This, we have the pipe, we're too tanky now, you can't fight us, and I think there's some merit to that. Abaddon fighting into the pipe may have missed his window a little bit, and now we'll need to farm for some later timings, giving Heroic honestly a much needed breath of fresh air, allowing them to push into some of these areas. Looks like they may go for the Roche even, and this is not the easiest fight for Aurora, even if they wanted to, but it looks like they're not interested. They are all about that creeps.
This is going down quickly. And I feel like as well, like Yuma already started to sense that, hey, you know, things are slowing down. I can actually get back on with the active build, because he did have, as a precaution, the BKB queued up rather than getting this Blink dagger picked up. But I guess with the fact that Aurora stopped running them, he's like, well, you know what, we're going to be able to move and get this Aegis time around Whisper. And with this Blink dagger now online, that they could look to make moves on Heroic.
Yeah, you can see the gold lead stagnating a little bit. It was 5K, like, you know, whenever that massive fight happened around mid, that really good fight for Aurora. Since then, honestly, it's been dipping up into Heroic's favor, so Aurora making some mistakes on a macro scale, I think, and giving Heroic some footing to get back into this game.
No, absolutely. I mean, as I say, in a lot of the games that we've watched, I'm just always concerned for the puck lineup when things start to slow down.
Yep.
And Makoto, sure, he's still there up at the top, but give this game, what, 5 more minutes. If you start to see him slip down on the net worth to like the 4th or 5th position, the puck game's not going to get any easier. So Aurora, even though this Aegis is now picked up on Heroic and it's kind of tricky, I feel like you still want to see them do a little bit more.
I think so too. They seem to be very content playing for the late game, just purely moving their heroes around to the closest creep camps almost. But you can see Whisper, he's really rich now. He was in a position before where it felt like he had no business fighting against Makoto at all, no hero interaction. But now Heroic are one of the ones on the aggression. And it looks like they're going to get a free Tormentor. Aurora seem to be uninterested in fighting it. Toronto just farming Ancient stacks down bottom. Full economy mode.
I mean, sometimes this works out for Aurora, sometimes it does not. Bottom, Whisper gets the chance to find Mirror alone. Yeah, incredibly rich now on him. He's pretty much coming up to the money to just straight outright buy that next item. 4K gold that he's holding on to, Whisper.
He might go for that Hex. I think that's what he's thinking about.
Oh, you reckon that could be tempting?
Getting that solo kill option against the Puck is huge. An item that the only thing Puck can do for it is the Lincolns, which he's already buying, but you can still break it with Lightning. Okay, so he does buy out the BKB.
Okay, plays it safe.
Yeah, very reasonable. You can hardly fault him for buying BKB in a game like this. And they do still have ways to kill the Puck until he has that Lincolns. And like you mentioned before, even if they don't kill the Puck, farming, getting tanky, the Puck will have damage issues at different points in this game. It is one of Puck's biggest shortcomings is these windows where he has a hard time burning through the magic resistance and the HP.
Radiant are scanning.
Because down the line, it's pretty much only going to be the Abaddon right that can offer that sort of sustained damage output to give them a chance of killing a hero like the Dragon Knight. You know, especially when it's the DK carry. Yuma, surrounded by this assortment of heroes and item pickups, is going to be a very, very tough sort of raid boss to bring down in the team fight. You know, if things start to slow down, but as we're saying, Aurora, it very much seems they have a read on the game that does indeed say, you know what, we're going to farm it up, it's all going to be okay.
Yeah, no, they absolutely do not feel in a rush whatsoever. Earthshaker is a hero that scales incredibly well. Puck, when you get to that 5-6 slot territory, is a monster of a hero. Heroic with, I think, another incredibly weird smoke, sort of grouping up as 5, showing nobody, and Aurora, they are not getting caught by that. Playing in the trees, pushing up these waves, they can tell a smoke is happening. Sitting in base on Earthshaker and Hoodwink, really scared. Maybe even a little too scared. Yeah, they're like, it's like the horror movie happened when they heard the poof.
Invisibility.
I mean, this angle, are they going to get the chance to find Makoto? That would be quite the grab.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's playing safe, doesn't dance around close to the twin gate.
These moves, they're too many heroes from Heroic. 5 heroes up in this top corner now, and you know what that means. Bottom lane's getting pushed in by Nightfall. They're dodging up top. They're not going to get their hands on Aurora. These mistakes, they add up. I think Heroic was in a pretty dominant position before, but once again, these macro errors, I think both teams not fully sure what they want to do on the map, how they want to position their heroes on an individual level. I think on a team scale, they have an idea of what's happening, but some individual mistakes about who's where are costing them in terms of the economy.
They want to come in with a big defense here on this bottom lane. Top lane is there in with the slam. It's enough to bring it down to half HP. Bushwhack to follow up. It's not going to be enough to kill the DK, and Nightfall's just dead at the start of the fight.
Oh,
He's
boy.
gone. Heroic ready to dive in for more as Ollie will fall. Heroic lose nobody.
What are they doing? Like, I think they were so strong for so long, and now when you're running into Aegis, into Pipe, into everyone in Heroic in formation to protect the DK, you all in the tankiest hero with a Pipe behind him with a Tusk save. I'm just not sure what they were thinking, if I'm totally honest. I don't see the angle here, and you know, you feed away your big carry. He's going to need to go the BKB this game, and you see he was going to buy the Blink, but switching immediately because this Silence plus the Viper roll is the second time they've killed him this game with
he
it.
just immediately dies.
eventually you have to imagine that the Disruptor Ags comes out on top of that, and then there's no counter for that. You will just die. So the big carry of Aurora, Nightfall, we know he loves to be the scaler, be the ultimate late game player in these games. If Disruptor does get this Ags online, that will not be the case. He will always die in the Static Storm with the Viper ulti.
We'll see what the next moves are going to be. The big items continue to come out. You know, Divide doing an excellent job on the Viper of keeping up in farm.
Radiant are scanning.
Having a great time now with this sort of Ags pipe. He's not going to die. This DK's unlikely to die. Whisper, he can die. Gets caught out in the mid.
That's big. That is very, very big. Puck needs that injection of gold. Needs to stay up on that accelerated curve. Now going super aggressive. Another kill. Makoto.
There we go.
He's almost blood in the water. Feeling like, okay, I've got the Lincolns. Now I can't die. There's no threat of DK stun. And without that, feels invincible and starts pushing up on the map some. These are big kills. See if they can get buildings or more map control to follow up on them.
Yeah, definitely looking to be in position to start pushing for such, as they're inside the jungle of Heroic. 10 seconds until Heroic's going to have everybody back up. Ultimates are going to be online for Aurora. They've got the slam ready to go on Toronto, Tokyo again. It's closing in on the money for the Eon disc as well. Make sure he's got more of a chance of getting in and getting out.
This Shaker hero, when you get really farmed, is such a pain on the waves because he just insta-kills them from so far away. It makes actually getting your lanes out and getting these catches very difficult because there's just a ghost in the shadows exploding your poor creeps. Never saw it coming.
Yuma very close to the 18. Still have that level 3 dragon form. And Aurora, again, they'll hold back. Get a nice little opportunity to get Makoto some action. They're ready to resume the farming. Aurora, obviously last time tried to go for that 5-man smoke to break things up. We'll see if they want to do so again. I believe smokes are on the way out for them, so they could just try for that sort of attempt to catch Aurora off guard. But as you said, last few smoke attempts haven't been too solid.
You already know Nightfall is pinging that BKB. 500 gold away, 400 now, so he will have it soon, and maybe they're more interested in fighting once he has that BKB and won't just die his Disruptor plus Viper combo.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, in position to maybe set things up for the 28-minute Wisdom route. Wisdom Shrine. They'll take this tier 2 away. At the same time, Makoto is putting the pressure on over on the other side. Push from Heroic coming in a bit more furiously as the tier 2 falls.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Now the TP back over towards their side of the map. Maybe see if they can catch some of Aurora still hanging around. Aurora will respect the fact Heroic have returned. They'll get out of here.
Heroic definitely interested in moving around as a ball. Seems to be sort of the MO and the ideology for both teams. They're not interested in getting anyone picked off. They feel like even if we farm a little slower, we play together. As Roche is coming up, we prioritize safety.
It's not a target that they can really go on. The Viper. Never going to be what Aurora want to jump first. They will try and see if they can get an angle. I mean, in these sort of moves, I guess what ideally you're finding what Whisper on the Lesh, you know, who's sort of the top target to make the jump.
I think when you're smoking into no wards, you kind of take what you can get, but Whisper would be a huge grab if they could get him. Bursting any of these cores would be enormous. Whisper probably the best one. I think he has definitely been the highest damage dealer this game.
See how deep they end up searching for him, because a decent position at the moment in the trees, and one that they don't expect.
The smokes this game. Miss, 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 miss. Not been on the money. It's hard to say what exactly is the culprit for that, but definitely not a super high kill game. Both teams playing it a bit safe, playing for the gold. Whether it's stress or just calculated decisions and and they've got a specific read on the game. That is the case.
Yeah, Whispers, as soon as he realizes they might sense that he's around, just TP's out. On both teams, he's happy to get that next round of vibes done. The Parasmus closing up for Makoto. Should be able to pick that up for the next move. There's the Blink Dagger on King Jungle, so more chance that you can get in with that quick sort of static storm to follow up on the Viper Strike. And a solid chance of bursting through some of these bigger targets. Yuma also very close to having the nullifier to throw down as well onto whoever gets jumped. So they have everything to sort of lock them down and ensure that very few saves can come out to protect those.
Aeon Disc on Earthshaker, third item's pretty surprising. So when he does get that nullifier, essentially going to burn 4K of Toronto's gold. Obviously great against the Abaddon Pugna as well, so smart pickup. Not one we usually see on the DK this early, but makes a lot of sense.
It's getting passive again.
It is.
Both teams want to farm it up. We'll see who that sort of pays off for more. I mean, it's... To you, is there sort of like a clear lineup that you would favor in this sort of play style when they are just going to both decide to just hit the creeps?
I have to imagine on the current trajectory, it favors Aurora. I think this Earthshaker becomes really, really powerful as time passes, and I think they have easier ways to execute in the fights because it's so difficult to burst the Abaddon now. He can kind of run in, give that vision. And I just doubt the strength of this Viper hero moving forward. We saw him have impact in a couple of fights because he gets that ult plus the Disruptor combo and they get a kill right off the bat. But that will not be the case in the upcoming fight. I like what Makoto's doing a lot right now, though. You see this standoff, and Aurora abusing the fact that they have the outpost here. As I say, that he TP's over, they're going to smoke up. Squeezing that little bit of economy out, playing on his own, knowing he can TP if a fight does break out.
Yeah, his game's been very good so far. As I say, this is we've been disappointed by a lot of pokes, but this has been top tier stuff. He stayed up there at the top net worth pretty much the entire game with Nightfall yet to die as well. So, you know, refreshing to see this sort of level of puck play.
Oh, see Yuma.
Gonna try and start things with the Fisher. They'll drop the slam, see if they can blow him up in time. They can. Yuma's gone. Without their DK, is there much that Heroic could do here in this fight? Device on the retreat. They do not want to try and take this. They might have to as Makoto's jumping in pretty deep under the tier 2 tower. Mira's gonna get caught out. Makoto will back out. Nightfall is ready to try and get in, but...
what is happening?
I don't know. He's sort of like... Is it the Fisher that was just sort of blocking off his attacks? I think it was combos for like the Fisher wall and the Tusk shards that sort of stopped him from getting the hits. So they still get the kill, though. Makoto had to jump out, got very low there to damage output of Whisper by Whisper. He has to put the BKB and run. He's out of HP, he's out of mana.
Puck died. To what?
Was it just a Thunderstrike tick after he jumped out?
Really?
I think it might have been
low enough for that. Crazy.
Yeah, it was. And I guess, but yeah, okay, the corrosive skin damage still ticking down on him from the attacks that he came in with. So a big kill. I mean, obviously getting the chance to finish off Makoto at the end of that one. That's a lot of money for King Jungles, which I imagine is going to go very nicely towards his Aghanim Scepter fund. Yeah, 1,500 gold he's holding on and can start building into that. So a little bit of cast curse there, you know. Talking up obviously how wonderful this puck play is, and then Makoto, unfortunately for him, ends up giving away quite a big death there.
Yeah, on slightly different pages, I think. What? He just got stuck on the fissure somehow. So weird. I've never seen like it happened quite like that.
Oh no, it was just he had super slow attack speed right from the Viper out.
Oh.
He just got splashed upon, and you know that you can't underrate how much that slows your attacks down.
All right, that makes more sense. Then.
Yeah. Oh, back in action. They're in the Roche pit. See if they can go for some sort of steal. I don't think so. Rogue's going to be able to take this one without any interruption. So that's going to be Aegis on Yuma. After that little bit of a failed fight around the tier 2, the Aurora went and sort of dove in for. They've definitely given Heroic, again, a bit of a footing back in the game. They've got the Aegis on the DK ready for the next play.
Yeah, and a big timing coming up soon. Whisper has gotten the level 20 talent and almost has the Hex. That is one of Lesh's biggest power spikes. Doubling your Edict damage if you're hitting multiple targets is absolutely massive. makes it so much stronger at bursting people because if there's a creep or some random units around, you still hit the main guy you want to focus.
What? He was ready for that one. Schofield.
Lisan Al-Gaib, that was insane. What the heck?
If nothing goes down in the next few seconds, we might get a replay of that one.
Dude,
Get that in slow-mo.
he saw him and then like
Dire's middle
in a
tower is under
millisecond.
attack.
Goodness sakes.
Now Tormentor time for Aurora. Heroic, they did get the Roshan at the Aegis, but not able to get over there and do anything about that Tormentor getting absolutely destroyed by Aurora. Nightfall will find himself the shard. Of course, not one that's too crazy, especially when at this point you don't have... Oh, no, it is. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
I'm
the
thinking
old
past.
mythic
I'm
one.
thinking of-
Yeah, you think about was it the AoE miscoil or something? Or
No, the one that put your attack on a miscoil. Oh, no, that's just the other facet, right? What
or
was
AoE
that?
miscoil was the talent. It was something to do with miscoil.
No, the one that made your miscoil do an attack when you did it.
Was that the shard?
What is that now? That's just not in the game.
I thought that was the other facet.
Oh, that's almost
something like
that. Yeah, you're right. I think that's what I'm thinking of. But we never see it because obviously
Radiant's
no one ever
bottom
takes that.
tower is under attack.
Because ain't nobody even skilling miscall when they play it bad.
The animation on that spell. I think if they reduced the animation, people would skill that spell. But it's like you're winding back to like another continent before you finally throw the spell.
Yeah, but that's why you have to go the Kaya Sanj build, the cast animation.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
The old arcane blink.
Radiant are scanning.
Instant requiem.
Oh, that was, let's not bring that one back. There we go, smoke time from Heroic. They want to fight with this Aegis.
Ooh, he's got a gem on Ollie.
Well,
Not anymore.
maybe not for long. Well, say goodbye to the gem. That's now in Heroic's hands.
That's not ideal.
Well, probably one of those moments where you don't tell your team that you brought the gem initially. Like, oh, guys, they've got a gem. I don't know how that happened.
Must have bought one. Don't hover over it until you don't buy.
Don't hover over it.
Just trust me, it's for the best.
It's bugged. Well, still 2 minutes to make moves here, Heroic. Again, you know, throughout this all, Aurora, they do maintain this a little bit of a lead on the farm. You know, they're certainly farming the map that little bit better than Heroic. But Heroic, you know, absolutely not out of this game, showing that they still have a pretty formidable lineup in these fights. And again, they're just going to have some of these pretty unkillable heroes potentially. Like Yuma is not going to be easy to take down in these team fights when he's surrounded by his team.
Absolutely not. And it's I don't know, these weird games where neither team wants to fight, both teams are farming and dodging, pinging their next item. You see this happen every once in a while, and in these games, it oftentimes just comes down to that one team fight. The team that is farming a whole lot or the ones that is dodging, it's hard to tell who tends to come out on top. It's just, hey, there's one big fight. Whoever wins that fight tends to just snowball the game from there because now they can actually build a real gold lead. But no one able to do it so far this game.
Let's see what we get here. Big damage coming in from Yuma. Onto the tower. See how Aurora put a stop to this push. So it's not going to be easy to go on this DK. Tier 3's gone. He's onto the barracks. I'll get the Fisher. I'll get the opening burst to bring him down low. They'll take him out the once.
No ult.
Right. Now just sort of back off, get the blink away. And Yuma actually looks to try and turn on a Nightfall. Very early borrowed time punch here as he'll go aggressive on towards the DK. He's not going to get the chance to get him. And Nightfall with the BKB pop now looks towards Whisper, but he's got to be careful now, Nightfall. That's the borrowed time and the BKB both used, and neither allowing him to sort of lock down and get a kill. Short, they'll push Heroic back. They won't get any kills out of it.
Questionable borrow time usage. That spell generally works better when you're low HP, not full HP, but it's okay. We all need to reread spells sometimes.
I guess you're just terrified of them throwing down this break silence combo onto him. Or then you're just saying you're relying on the BKB. Because obviously if he gets caught by the Hex break silence, there's not a lot that can be done.
I just feel like if you get glimmered and decrept,
you probably live long enough.
You live long enough to press it. It's just, Abaddon is so much about drawing spells onto you. It's about towing that fine line, and that fine line was very, very close to him. It's all right. It happens.
Makoto back to building up the money. 4,500. Can pretty much pick up that Octarine next straight up. And again, yeah, sure, they didn't get kills, but they do
Radiant
push
are
back the
scanning.
push, keep half of the barracks alive, at least on that lane.
And DK, you can see it in the fight. Oh, Whisper being a little crazy here.
Whoa.
Okay, so
He's fine. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Makoto is going to find King Jungles.
cheeky. The
And
Makoto.
they found him.
Okay.
But how did he go? Did he just sort of reveal himself?
I don't know.
Because we saw him a moment earlier. It looked like he was out of there. He was not.
There was no detection, so... And they don't have a gem, so he must have just revealed himself.
Yeah, I don't know, because with the creep wave, it didn't take any damage. I don't know if we can get sort of a camera on that one, but it looked like Whisper should have been fine.
Yeah, it's a pretty big whoopsie. Oh, he did cut the wave, and
Did he?
and
Okay, cleared away.
he got cheeky.
Yeah, that cost him big time. That's quite the pick-off. I mean, Aurora's going to get straight on with a bit of pressure themselves. Now that they got that chance to kill off Whisper there, who's stuck around for a wave too long.
Do you think in these fights as well, you can kind of see it in this base fight. Once this BKB is used from Yuma, he will die very easily afterward. There's really strong poke with the fissure plus the puck spells, hoodwink shot. There's a lot of magic poke damage. The pipe will mitigate some of that, but it's not quite enough. Because now with those 2 feeds, suddenly a 10k gold lead materializing. Octarine on the puck. The spam is only going to get more fearsome.
They do now have the Aghanims on King Jungles. So he's got that big Blink Static Storm play. Talk about big Aghanims plays as well. We see the Dream here from Schofield. Also wanting to get his Ags online. One of the more effective ways to deal with like these Abaddons, right? Now Nightfall tries to get stuck in the fight. You just boot him out of there. And he's going to have to spend a fair bit of time, potentially with his BKB as well, walking back into the action. So Ags on the Tusk could be pretty crucial in setting up these fights and sort of buying space for Yuma to sort of kill the squishier heroes without the Abaddon being on top of him.
Yeah. The downside of this Disruptor build is that he doesn't have anything for survivability.
No, if he gets jumped...
Puck will 100-0 him instantly, full to 0, no questions asked. And that makes it actually really hard for him to play his game. There are some games where this Blink Ags is full safe because there's not these backline sniper heroes, but Puck will just kill you. Traditionally, the way you itemize against this hero is tankability, right? You buy the Solar, you buy the Glimmer, you play the game in an easy, simple way where you just can't die to the Puck poking you. King Jungles has gone for the more all-in route, feeling like they need that ability to burst as a Abaddon. It's hard to blame him for it, but it is risky, and it is not guaranteed he will get this ulti off. Based on positioning, he can absolutely just get insta-killed by Makoto. We've seen it a couple times this game, and that has not changed.
Heroic. Definitely very, very much expecting some sort of move to come in from Aurora. Majority of them staying high on the high ground, not wanting to leave the base. Aurora now starting to grow more significantly. 10k gold advantage now. Nightfall starting to really jump ahead.
That Roche fight is brewing. I don't think Heroic can give that one up. The gold lead is going to balloon like crazy. It's going to get way too out of hand. So you need to find a way to fight. You need a way to get those waves in. As Makoto's riding top wave. Bottom constantly getting fissured in. There's a lot of ghost push illusions from Abaddon, so it's not super easy for Heroic to get a favorable map state. You can see them all clumped up on their side of the map. Aurora doing similar now, but they are going to smoke and look for something.
There we go. Smoke on smoke. All about the jump. If somehow King Jungles could get in with the Blink Ag Static Storm play on top of this Abaddon, take Nightfall out of the fight, it's going to be huge. But if he gets caught first, it's not going to be quite the same. Toronto, he's here, wants to BKB, make the jump straight away over towards the Disruptor, they'll get him. Everything being put into deleting the Disruptor and making sure King Jungles doesn't get the chance to play his hand. They'll now look to strike back the Heroic. They'll get the Hex on towards Toronto Tokyo, end up dying for this. Divide, focusing towards Nightfall, but Nightfall still has the freedom to turn, take Schofield down. They'll get the 2 supports, Aurora, will cost them their offlane.
Pretty good so far. Toronto had Refresher still, got a little bit greedy, didn't press it there. So he doesn't get off the refresh Aeon Disc BKB. I think if he pressed those spells, it would have been really good for Aurora. They might have killed more heroes. Roche has spawned. They know it's up. No Abaddon ult, but it looks like they're going to go for it anyways. DK without an ulti is basically a creep. So I think that trumps pretty much everything else. Knowing the DK ult is on cooldown, he is one weak hero.
This Roche very much be theirs. And yeah, we're really seeing in these fights, I mean, pretty much as you were saying, right? If they see this Disruptor, he's getting gone on immediately.
Yeah.
And we saw just how big sort of the effort that was from Toronto-Tokyo, just pre-pressing the BKB, making sure you could just go bam, blink, slam. Even with the Fish already used and missed, just anything they could do to stop King Jungles from getting the Static Storm anywhere near Nightfall.
It is not an easy game for him. Makoto doesn't see him, but if he does,
This could
he's
be quite
dead.
the nice wraparound. It's falling low. Devi into the pit. Got caught with the break. That's the Aeon Disc popped on Devi. They're going to look for the jump forward. Nightfall, he's in straight away on towards him, but Devi's already managed to finish the Roche, get the Aegis. Devi, he'll get the Viper Strike off. He's surviving through this. Now with the Static Storm down, there's no chance for the Abaddon as he's gone. Toronto-Tokyo, though, comes in with a big slam. And that will ensure they get the first sort of round, and now with the second slam, they can take Devi likely down a second time. And make them work for it. With his teammates falling around him, he will fall. Toronto-Tokyo there coming in with a fantastic slam to turn the tides, despite his Abaddon carry getting caught in the midst of the fight.
Nightfall and the Roche both sort of being bait on a hook here for the real carries of this game, Puck and Shaker. We've seen them absolutely owning in these past fights, and that's not going to change. Abaddon just simply can't really hit very well against these heroes. And so buying the refresher even didn't get to press it in that fight because King Jungles did find a way to get the ult off. But you ult one Abaddon, can you really kill the Puck and Shaker after? It feels like no. They just keep poking, chipping, fissures, orbs.
And they're going to get quite a lot from this. Straight down the mid. They're taking this mid set of barracks.
DD on the Puck.
I mean, they might stick around for more and see what sort of response they get. Looks like they're going to play it safe. Respect the fact that these respawns are now starting to come into play for Heroic. Of course, you know, Heroic, they won't have to use any buybacks, but yeah, the mid-racks is gone. We'll see again here. So Heroic, feeling that they sort of get this chance to go for this. Nightfall gets the jump in. First borrowed time's immediately used, provides him safety, but as you say, that Static Storm ready there to make sure he doesn't get that second round. Obviously, the side, it's just sort of eyes on Toronto-Tokyo, comes in with this excellent slam, and Fisher to follow up, catching the 2-3 of them, and ensuring that at the end of the day, Aurora are the ones to come out on top around this Roche play.
Since the end of that fight, though, Whisper has gotten his 25, so you saw him jump the supports there. He will kill them both now that he has a 25. He went for the fresher build, so it's the full all-in, blink, double edict, annihilate people build. It's a very hype build. Honestly, I think it's one of the best builds for this hero as you get further, going for the Wind Waker as well to buy some time. So you're up in the air, unable to be killed while you're disintegrating everyone. Heroic definitely need to execute much better than Aurora. It's very easy for them to take these fights. Shaker, you can't even really burst him in most contexts. There's saves, there's the BKB, the double Aeon Disc. It's tough to actually get a real jump on Heroic, and if you don't find that proper initiation, it just feels like you have no chance in a long pokey fight against Aurora. The Ags now on Puck as well. Refresher Shard. That's 3 refreshers on the 3 cores. That is so many spells to try to live through.
Definitely looking like Aurora's kind of slower, safer approach this game is absolutely paying off with this lead that they now have, and all 3 cores in such a fantastic spot. They're not in any rush here, Aurora. And it definitely seems that is going to be a pretty safe way to make their way towards victory here in this game 1. Unless Heroic can come in with some insane execution in these team fights.
He has picked up the Wind Waker on Dabai, so pretty big. Can maybe get a key save off that buys them some extra time. Whisper said it before, but he has his queued up as well, so they're trying for this double Wind Waker. They know that they need some ways to disrupt things in fights. You see the 25 talent on Puck now as well. The coil pierces BKB immunity and insanely good talent against the Leshrac especially. When he blinks into this fight, he's getting coiled and he's not going anywhere until he gets that Wind Waker. There's nothing he can do about it. Aurora, this team, these players are no strangers to playing this way. You think back to the Bet Boom team with Nightfall in the prior years. They had so many late game games with these refreshers, sitting on hills, playing incredibly disciplined. It almost felt robotic when you played against them. They have plenty of experience.
Oh, Davai, he wanted the shield broom. It's a little bit of a bait, but maybe they don't want to go completely aggressive on him. They'll pop out the Eon disc. Sharpshooter will connect to Toronto Tokyo. Yeah, he wants to finish off the job. It jumps in here with the Echo Slam. Not quite enough to burst him, though, as the save comes in from Schofield with the Snowball. They'll pop a second Echo Slam to ensure they can take Davai down, though. So that's the Viper gone. Coil down over towards the Tusk. They'll pick up another. Immediate plays there. And again, just really good aggressive jumps from Toronto Tokyo. We've seen how he has had no hesitation to sort of just go in with these solo slams time and time again, and more than happy to drop the double slam there just to ensure that Davai is not getting out alive.
Yeah, just taking one kill at a time. They're not too worried about killing everyone. They're not even trying, to be honest. They're accepting we kill one guy and then we can push and do whatever we want afterward.
I mean, yeah, because as we can see, he doesn't have any buy. Neither of them have buyback. So nearly a minute where Aurora's going to get to come in with this push if they want to.
They do still have the refresher on Whisper, so the threat of the jump with the double edict, the disruptor ult online as well. So if Bad does hit this building, he might just get insta-killed. So just poking with the puck for now and blasting. Nightfall might know this. Also has the ult in 10 seconds. But if he does go up and hit this, it's very possible he gets insta-killed.
Let's have a look. They're going to look for the jump. They get the stun opening on towards. There's the Dragon Knight decides Yuma will get the BKB off. Does turn towards Nightfall, but Nightfall, he's going to get healed up and gets the chance for the prototype to come out at the end of it. Whisper's in trouble. He's gone. Has got buyback available. We'll see. The respawn starting to come in now for Davai, but they will not be able to hold Aurora off this top set of barracks. The melee racks is taken. Toronto Tokyo also looking to finish off the range racks. And Aurora, they're definitely going to stick around for more if they want to try and push out this buyback from the Lesh. As we'll see if they do indeed go for that push down bottom as well now.
They know the DK Former's wearing out. Forcing this Lesh buyback would cripple his economy. Probably would never get to Wind Waker.
Guys on Divine again, Nightfall. What the heck? Oh, ends up getting pretty deep there. See, he's going to get caught by the break. Shard's blocking him off as well. They're trying to finish him off, but the borrowed time is there. Slam comes in for Toronto Tokyo as he jumps over towards, and that's Davai gone again for 90 seconds. Yuma getting pretty low, but Toronto Tokyo will end up having to jump away, and Whisper, he's hot in the chase, gets the stun off one of the three of them, but the push right catching onto him. Whisper's in trouble. He's gone. It's a dieback on Whisper. He's out of the game. Yuma also to fall. They don't have the money for buyback. This game is over. Aurora, they'll close it up.
Heroic. They picked heroes that wanted to skirmish, fight a lot, get kills, but that was not this game. This is a slow farming game when you're playing against the triple refreshers. You're playing against the Shaker from Toronto Tokyo. Had massive impact. You feel like for next game, Aurora, I think you need to go back.
I'm ready to here, Quinn. We're getting to see some of the same old stuff, but with a little bit of a kind of throwback to I guess previous time. We're getting some Sven coming in, a hero, a carry. That a lot of teams have strayed completely away from.
Yeah, Nightfall is a classic of his, but you're right, we haven't seen it often, and for good reason. I think the hero is honestly a bit sus. It's countered by a lot of the popular heroes, but this is a pretty good Sven game. There's a lot of these sort of singular, one guy blob, no shenanigans, no funny business, and Sven is very good against that, very good at shredding through this gyrocopter, the Mars, and one-shotting these squishy supports. He's got a Warlock to back him up in lane, so we should be all good in the farm department. I can see why they picked it. It's also one of Nightfall's favorites. Farms very quickly, and that is his favorite attribute.
Divine. And Schofield will be ready to mess around with Nightfall a little bit, but I'll be able to kill him. Just be able to make sure they get the trade on the bounties. 2 for 2. And let's see how some of these lanes set up. That's sort of ending decision as well. Obviously fun to see from Heroic. Switch things up a little bit at least. You know, having Whisper, taking this Mars mid. Divide, taking the Slardar off to the side lane. Can you sort of see why they did that?
Yeah, I think it's better, probably. Mars is kind of bad against this Warlock Sven in lane. Whereas I think Slardar has quite a good matchup against both of these heroes. So I think the swap makes quite a bit of sense. I also think Whisper is as good of or better Mars. And also, there's some aspects of this mid matchup that are good for Mars. You can slime him out of his shield crash. So if you time that really well, if Pango gets greedy and tries to do big double jumps, then you can cancel that. So Whisper should also have a fine time mid.
So, sort of all in all, do you have a preference on the two drafts coming into this game too?
I think the Slaughter last pick was pretty good, but overall I have to say I prefer Aurora's again. Depending how well they do against this Timbersaw, if they massively shut him down and they play really fast, then I think there's some potential. Like, Aurora's heroes are very slow. Warlock, Sven, Timbersaw, these heroes need some time and some farm before they come online. But if they do come online, like they did last game, then I think Aurora's heroes have a lot going for them. We'll have to see if they can actually make it over that hurdle.
Tower is under attack.
Not sure, because last game we definitely did see Aurora able to take it to those later stages of the game pretty confidently, and Heroic just not quite able to keep up there in that first game. Pretty slow and painful loss for them in those final moments. Could not stop Aurora.
I will say, I think they have better scaling than they did last game. Slardar with the Gyrocopter is some fearsome damage, and Gyro Sven, while it may be a slightly Sven-favored matchup, is not the end of the world. Gyro can deviate slightly from the normal build, get stuff like a Butterfly to counteract the Sven. You do have some timings later on, and you have the amp damage on your side as well. So that last pick, changing that dynamic a little bit, it's not near as hopeless as it was last game.
Bottom lane, some solid landing there from Yuma. He was getting pretty perfect CS against Toronto-Tokyo and has kept Toronto-Tokyo incredibly low, diving the tier 2.
Holy crap, shoot him again. What?
I think he would have had it with the second hit, wouldn't he?
What? I think so too.
Oh. I mean, maybe he did the maths and he was like, well, if I hit him, he's going to have like 1 HP and it wouldn't have actually been enough to kill him.
Bro, math, you got to try.
And now he's very low on the HP. I think that was the last tango right in Yuma. Yeah, I guess felt that an extra click wouldn't have done the job.
I feel like if you're going under that tier 2, you're going full hog wild. You're going all the way. I'm getting that kill, hell or high water. But he decides high water.
And now, obviously, with the chance for Toronto-Tokyo to reset, get back out, he's back out at full HP. And yeah, Yuma is going to have to slowly regen back up after a lot of his HP was tanked there for that effort. That does not succeed in him getting a chance to get the kill.
Lane is still going quite well for them, though. This lane is, honestly, so many of their heroes are specially tailored to hate on this Timbersaw, Nick, Sky, Gyrocopter. In these early skirmishes, he will not be having a fun time. Definitely needs items before he can really play these fights well, balance out some of the amount of kill threat they have for him. So will be a slower game, a more quiet game from Toronto, I think, than last game where he's getting involved with that Blink Dagger. I imagine there will be quite a deal of farming, getting that tanky stage where he can actually have all these nukes cast on him and just push through.
See, let's go for the luck to start maybe grabbing some of these waves and Dwight. Farm not too bad right now, but not really slowing down once again Nightfall at all. Pretty much free farm for the Sven here in the safe lane.
And you can see how much this bottom dive affected this lane. Like, Toronto was under so much pressure, but he got so much breathing room because, like you said, Yuma had to play safe and regen up very slowly with these tangos. Impacted the lane quite a bit, a lane that I think they were in pole position to massively dominate. Now are just a few hundred gold ahead, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it was a risky move that just did not pay off. It's in the mid whisper, seeing if you could get the angle there. Will not be able to.
Angolier, the king of spam. Mars may think he has 2 good nukes. Pango has 2 better nukes. If that hero has mana, he just does this over and over and over again, and it's so hard to sustain through it.
So yeah, King Jungles did head up to see what was going on around the Ancient. Mira And he's going to look to turn towards him, and he'll get that chance to bring him down, get the first blood.
Solo kill. It's not often you see a support solo kill another support at 5 minutes. Mira making it happen. As with that, I think if you look at the two heroes combined, Aurora probably winning this lane. Or at least drawing. Toronto is pretty happy now. Full HP, 2 points in the reactive, working toward those treads. He's chilling.
They'll see what they can sort of get done with this TP. You know, King Jungles comes back out into the map onto the top lane. See if the three of them could join together to get the chance to bring Nightfall down. Nightfall's got backup coming in though. Mira's here. And Heroic, they're not going to be able to get the kill. And if anything, Devi, he has to run. Will get caught by the stun. Shard's not going to grab him. Mira shooting them out a little too short. Doesn't quite grab him. So Devi will be able to live.
Bit of a whoopsie there. That'll cost you. You TP up there, you use all your mana, you don't get the kill for it. It feels really bad on Tusk. He does ferry out the clarity, so a huge part of support early game gameplay is managing your mana, making sure you have enough spells to stay on the map and have impact. Mira not going to run to base, ferries out the clarity and ready to keep skirmishing. We'll see if they vie for the Wisdom Rune or what their plan is. Makoto did deviate slightly from the normal Pango build we see, so he did buy the boots. Looking to presumably get more involved in the game, involved in these fights.
Mid. Mira trying to make an effort on towards Whisper, but Whisper does have the backup of King Jungles. Makoto thinking about going for the Rolling Thunder play, but doesn't want to go for it there, considering Whisper had the chance to back up to the tower.
Dire are scanning.
Not the easiest of rotations for Makoto this game. I imagine we'll just see him farming around mid lane, reacting if someone goes way out of position, but everybody's pretty healthy on all fronts if you look around the map, so not anywhere he can easily turn up and get kills. Gonna continue to spam Whisper, and I could see a world where we get an early rock this game. Ollie just continues to spam pulls the Chaotic Offering, potentially not too far away. And with that, attacking someplace that maybe their first option for a real move is Timbersaw is farming. Sven, you already know he's farming, and Makoto with no options. It'll be a slower early game.
And then from sort of the side of Heroic, now that they've got the potential for Whisper to set something up with the ultimate, I mean, can you bring sort of support back up in on their side to try and make a play onto Makoto? Or is that just not really going to happen?
That might be possible. It's just he's got Raindrop. Okay, they're actually smoking the Gyro mid. With Gyro, it is definitely possible.
Sure.
Really weird skill from Yuma. 303, no ulti.
And then they go with the Rolling Thunder. Makoto's out. He's going to be able to grab the regen rune for himself. That might just be that. I don't think anything else is going to go down here. They'll back away.
I think Makoto smells the danger. Tell something was off. I'm not sure if they called that no one was showing on bottom lane, but Yuma was missing for quite some time, became pretty apparent. It also seems to be a move that Heroic does consistently. It seems to be, at 8 minutes, we can smoke the carry to mid. That's a play they've talked about or something, because that's 2 games in a row they do it. Neither game it really amounts to much, so feels almost like they're following a script compared to making moves that they think make sense in the moment. Not what you want to see, but I also don't think it was a terrible move. It's just Makoto played it pretty safe and dodged it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Maybe seeing if they can get the chance to move it under the tower for Nightfall. Whisper. And he's going to have the angle here. Arena's down. The opening's done with the spear. They'll be able to blow him up, turn towards Ollie as well. They even brought Yuma across the map to make this move. And nicely as well for Yuma. He gets the last touch on the two of them, gets that double kill. And they'll be able to put some pressure onto the tier 1. So whilst the move mid didn't work, the move top certainly did.
No, it's a great usage of, you know, they use the roll mid, a bunch of heroes react and TP, and they realize, hey, there's a vulnerability top. Gyrocopter pushes in the bottom wave and goes through the gates. We've seen Skitter sort of pioneer this move, doing it every game on Gyrocopter during Falcon's era of dominance, and Yuma taking a page out of the Bird's book. A great move, and Sven, a hero that hates getting ganked. His whole kit is predicated around being extremely fat, extremely farmed, and if he's not ahead, then he's behind.
Yuma back to the bottom lane. Has to be a bit cautious though. Aurora. Putting the pressure onto the tower. He's got King Jungles by his side. Dota2 having Mira ready to potentially go if they do step away from this tower. Especially with the fact that the Pango's also looking to get involved in the action down bottom. Make a quick move over here, but looks like they're just not going to seize any sort of chance to get in on towards Heroic. Heroic playing very safe to make sure that they do not get caught by this sort of movement.
Yeah, this is a classic sort of happening whenever you don't have any real pressure in the lane, right? The Gyrocopter is full HP, there's no spamming. Gyrocopter is chilling, so if he smells a gank coming, he can just walk backwards and play off the fact that his teammates will TP if they dive. So Aurora not actually able to force anything here, even though they want to make a move. Makoto wasting time here. And with the boots as well, you know, he was looking for something with 0-0-0, so slowing down the defusal timing a little bit. Maybe some slight misplays in terms of item order. These things have more impact than you would think.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom lane. TP coming in. Whisper is going to get the catch straight up on it. Was Toronto Tokyo. They blow up the Timber Saw. And Mira, he's got Ollie by his side, the two supports, but trying to push on. Maybe with the back of the Makoto, they can find kills in return. I mean, it's going to end up with Mira still going down. The spear connection from Whisper lands on towards Makoto. This is just going disastrously for Aurora. They give up an ultra kill to Yuma. They tried to sort of do something there to turn things around after they lost Toronto Tokyo at the start to that arena play, but they just ended up feeding one by one.
That's why you don't force these moves. Pangler, I'm not sure if he had the defusal at that point. Maybe he had just picked it up, but you're under the tower, the whole team's gonna TP. You know they're all gonna TP. Suddenly Heroic is 5. Just an oversight from Aurora, coping a little bit that this is gonna go better than it was. When, if you played high armor pubs for any amount of time, you know as soon as you touch this tower, if the enemy can TP, they will TP, and you will all die, and that's what happens. Aurora, uncharacteristic mistake.
Yeah, that was rough. They ended up giving so much. I mean, you see on Yuma's net worth now. He has shot massively ahead of anyone else in this game thanks to that ultra kill. The Aghanim's pretty much done. A massive mistake there made by Aurora. They just had to sort of let Toronto Tokyo die and just get out of there. They lost everything in that fight.
Yeah, you first picked Timbersaw, they responded with Gyrocopter Sky. You've got a slow game, right? You picked the Sven, you know what you're getting yourself into. You've picked the farmiest 2 side lane cores one could possibly come up with, aside from maybe Spectre and Spectre. So they will be sitting around.
Yeah, massive timers across the board now from Heroic. Whisper's going to have the Blink Dagger. As I said, with the Aghanim's on the Gyro. I mean, we saw obviously last game, right? Aurora sort of hit the position of the game where they just wanted to hit creeps. I think after that sort of experience, that's probably what they're going to want to do again this game.
I think so. But Heroic, they have much better tools to actually force things this game. The Blink Dagger completed on Whisper, ferrying out the Clarity. He is really farmed. 0-0-5, a part of almost all of Heroic's kills, with the Ags finished on Gyrocopter 13 minutes.
Yep.
One of the earliest Ags I've ever seen.
Getting an ultra kill will do that here. 11 minutes in.
It will do that. The entire gold lead is pretty much Yuma to Nightfall.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So we'll see what they choose to get done with this Blink Dagger on Mars.
Schofield. He's out with the Vendetta. Not going to get the chance to get their hands on him this time. Forcing reactions though. Heroic, they are fairly grouped up around here, so
Scanning.
if Aurora do step out, Heroic might look to take a fight around this. Schofield trying to get this important information for the team.
With everyone leaving top and bottom lane, you see
Dire's middle
King Jungle's
tower
TP
is
to the
under
triangle,
attack.
Dalai Lama walked from top lane to mid. It's just so obvious where your moves are. Immediately, Toronto pushes bottom lane in. No one's even close to this mid tower, and sure, your mid tower is going to die, but it was going to die anyway. There's no defending this, so in bringing all these heroes, you've lost out on some economy, and this tower was going to die anyway. You didn't need to bring all these heroes in this awkward way and waste so much time.
And actually backing up to make sure that the Wisdom doesn't go over towards this attempt at a steal from Mira. But they'll make sure that the Shrine of Wisdom does stay in their hands, and Mira try and run. But there's only so much running he can do here from the two of them, and at the same time, back over in the mid, they still get the chance to make the play and kill off Makoto.
Yeah, he just got a little overzealous, got silenced by this max silence of King Jungle, 6 seconds. Ulted by the Gyrocopter and just dies. It's, you do not want these kind of deaths on Pangolier, especially against Slardar. This is a matchup in particular that you need to be really farmed in because you need this plate mail, you need to get to this armor item, but first, you have so many core items you need on Pangolier, Diffusal, Blink, Aghanims, and then only then can you start to buy these armor items. So in this game, even if he does get roll-off, he's getting amped, and Gyrocopter is going to eat him alive.
I mean, yeah, this Yuma is getting everything. Now, Agent 700 here on the KDA. He's having a dream time, and a lot of it's sort of just getting handed to him by these mistakes from Aurora. This Gyro, he's just going to be massive. He's going to be pretty much an entire item ahead of the Sven most of the game if this sort of pace continues.
Reverse James Bond.
Yeah.
He is an absolute monster.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We'll have to see if he wants to farm the BKB before he puts it to use, or if he's interested in putting his foot to the pedal right now, because, I mean, he's spoiled for choice on what he can do, right? Aurora, you look at this Timbersaw, he's not even close to the pipe yet. Nightfall, he's got a Mom Echo Saber, but he's not fighting anything until he has Blink and maybe BKB too. So, Heroic, I think they should be playing as aggressive as can be, whether it's the Roche, whether it's killing heroes, something, but you are unfightable right now. It will be the Roche.
And as you say, what, Aurora, they just have to ignore this completely?
Yeah, I think so. Fighting this would be a suicide mission. And that Techie spell got removed a long time ago, so...
No options here for Aurora to do anything about Heroic getting this very early Roche. I'll put it into the hands of Yuma. Already not really a hero that they've wanted to run into Aurora, and if they try and do it now, it's definitely not going to go too hot, especially with the fact, yeah, BKB just 400 gold away from coming online here. Not going to be an easy game for Nightfall to keep up on. Still a huge gap between him and the Gyro.
The question is, Mira, the question is, what are Heroic going to do with this Aegis? How are they going to use it? How are they going to maneuver their heroes to try to squeeze Aurora in a little bit? Because we saw last game, it didn't look like they were super comfortable doing that. Seen them get Aegises, be in dominating positions where Aurora wasn't able to fight, and they were not able to put it to good use. So have they learned from their mistakes since last game? Can they build that ever so sought after gold lead, because it's not been increasing over the past minutes, even with the Roche?
Yeah, no, we've definitely got to see them try and do a little bit more than they were able to execute last game, and they've got all the sort of setup that they could have hoped for to have the chance of making those sort of moves. So no excuses for Heroic this time round. They've got the lead, they've got the Aegis, they've got that BKB now on Yuma. They're ready with the smokes. They're going to look to try and keep Aurora under control.
Yeah, they're moving up toward this top lane. I like this a lot more. Davai not being a part of the smoke, not trying to put all 5 heroes into it, but instead managing the waves, doing it with just a couple heroes, and trying to put the pressure onto Aurora, squeeze them in slowly, reduce the amount of camps they have to farm.
See how aware Aurora is of this. Makoto and Oli playing pretty safe. Makoto out of the area. Let's go for it. Having eyes on the supports, but obviously not what Heroic really want to reveal themselves for. So the supports will be allowed to escape. So all in all, Aurora dodging this attempt pretty nicely, maximizing what they can get out of the map, whilst Heroic looked for that smoke.
Tower is under attack.
Whoop.
Whoop. Good opening with the crush. The opening on Toronto Tokyo. Device taking quite a bit of damage though from the Chakram. He's going to try and back away from Toronto Tokyo, and he'll manage to stay safe. Got the stun connecting, puts a stop to another Timber Chain, and another pickup for Yuma. Same time, Makoto and Mira looking over at the river. Shard's not going to catch on to Schofield. Already out of there with the Vendetta. So Heroic showing they still had the potential to even burst through the Timbersaw, despite the fact that Toronto Tokyo just picked up the pike. Doesn't matter. They can absolutely take him down through it. Damage only going to continue to fly out. Yuma, he's got a Chrysalis coming out on the courier. Tier 1 on the bottom lane is going to be going down. They're keeping that pressure up that they need to with the lead that they've managed to build up, and keeping Yuma in prime position.
Yeah, Nightfall still working on that BKB, but even when he has it, you're playing its amp damage. You're playing against what is going to be a Daedalus Gyrocopter before too long. That is some serious damage, and there's a Tormentor fight coming up. It looks like Aurora is interested in fighting it, but there is a flying machine coming through this portal, and I don't know if you want any business with him.
They're going to try and go on him. His backup is kind of far away. That's, of course, Yuma with the Aegis in that round.
Just killed him.
Indeed, the flat cannon's just flying out. Ollie's dead, and the rest of Aurora very low. And there's the jump in to fight. Finds Makoto in the trees. Schofield's got the stun set up on Amira and the Mystic Flare from King Jungles. I mean, sure, the gyro, you know, Yuma comes through in that position. They take him down to once, but that was just all part of the plan for Heroic. On his second life, backup comes in, and Aurora, they don't stand a chance again in these fights.
Great play from Yuma, going through the gate saying, yo, I got Aegis, just come help me, come, okay? If they go on me, I don't care. We're gonna kill them all, and he's right. It's a great call, and I think this game is evidence why we don't see Sven. 0-1 and 0, completely not a part of the game.
I mean, he's in this game, but I've not seen him in this game either.
I have not. He died the one time, and I think that was it. He hasn't been on my screen since then.
Nope.
And he's not going to be on our screens for a long time. I'm not even, when I look, right, this slaughter is such a problem. We saw it come in the last pick, flexing the Mars to mid, and
that was smart.
They've got so much magic damage, but they have a lot of physical damage too, a really nice mix on Heroic, and that means itemizing is really difficult. You see the pipe coming out, but it didn't save Toronto down bottom. We see some other games, that pipe coming out means invincibility.
Oh. He timed that perfectly as well.
And the scuttle.
And he's out of there.
What a beast.
I mean, he literally waited to that final millisecond. You know, Mira was very happily taking the Shrine of Wisdom, and then you have Schofield interrupting at that final moment and saying, yeah, I'll take that.
That's so funny.
We'll see that again. Look at this. It's literally, the ring was just about to go to Mira. Look how close he was. Just, oh my God. Look how close that was.
Dude, Schofield owns.
And then that, yeah. I mean, you can't do it better than that. There we go, indeed. That deserves a bit of a smile.
Dude, this guy, he's done this type of crap so many times in pubs. He's the ultimate goober. That smirk, I've been victim to that smirk far too many times.
See? Okay, Aurora, they're going to try and go for something. Rolling Thunder, and not enough control to lock down the Mars. They'll turn their attention over towards Defy. Good stuns coming in for Schofield, and the arena comes down as well. They're able to kill off Defy. And this time round, they have the numbers. So Heroic aren't going to be able to push back into Aurora. They get the kill, they get out. So Aurora finding something. And a game where so far they've not been able to make such moves. They're able to pick off at least the offlane, and they don't lose anyone themselves.
I hope to see, though, that Heroic after this, they speed things up. They've just used God Strength, they've used Roll. You are very strong. I don't think it's to their benefit to sit around and wait, because these smokes will keep coming out from Aurora. They have the potential to get pickoffs now. Nightfall has finished his BKB, so he will go near enemy heroes, and that means that, you know, they can get these kills and reset and keep the farm up. It was 10K, now it's down to 8, and by no means is Aurora down and out of this. Gyrocopter, as you know, the big single core, he is very strong, but it's not as if this is a Terrorblade or a Morphling, some end-all be-all super carry. It's a Gyrocopter. He is, at his core, a tempo hero and can get outscaled.
I mean, do you like, or would you have liked to see the alternative that Yuma did opt to go the defensive step next, opted to get the Satanic finished up rather than the Daedalus? Or do you think he could have gotten away with getting the Daedalus finished first?
I think he could have got away with it. You know, feeling like things are a little bit too risky.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't think they need damage necessarily, so it's not an unreasonable purchase by any means.
Sure. Just becoming what's sort of now unkillable target, right? As you'd expect, right? If you've got BKB and Satanic at 23 minutes in, right? He's not going to die.
Yeah, I think it requires very specific chain stunning to kill him. And that's just uninterrupted, assuming they get every spell off in perfect succession. He could maybe die, but it's very unlikely.
Aurora, understandably very scared right now. Do not want to get caught in a fight with up against this Gyro that continues to be 6K ahead of that of their own cause.
But Heroic, after that lost fight, giving away a kill, they're very, very bunched up. And we all know what that means. That means they're not going to be gaining because that means Aurora has the freedom to move around wherever Heroic is not. Heroic knows they're stronger, they want to fight, but why on earth would Aurora give it to them? They know they're weaker. They're going to stay away, they're going to keep farming, keep playing for more items. Nightfall will have the blink soon, so it's potential to get pickoffs of his own. And Toronto getting tankier and tankier and tankier. This Gyrocopter versus Timber matchup is great early because of the magic damage, but Gyrocopter is a split damage hero. He kills everyone sort of all at once. He's not a super focused one guy down hero until he has like Rapier, things like this. So as his Timber gets tankier, they will have issues dealing with him, especially when the Lotus comes out and that amplified damage becomes less of a problem.
In position on the high ground. Back to the side, getting the chance to go for a jump here on towards Divide. Not enough damage and control though to kill him off. In fact, Divide comes back in with a crush onto the two of them. Yuma's coming in from the side. They'll drop the golem down, but they will not be able to save Mira. Whisper in with a beautiful arena, catches onto the three of them. They'll take out Oli. Both support's gone. See if Yuma can run down more of them. They're going to try for the BKB TP here, Nightfall, but it's not going to work out. They can kill him off through it. And off to the side, Schofield. He's got the stun back up. Puts a stop to the attempt of an escape from Makoto. He'll try and hide in the trees. He'll get out with the blink. Of course, with the no TP, well, he's not on him. He's going to be stuck here for a little bit of time.
Surely they clicked him.
Back in action. Yuma's getting the push going down on the bottom lane. They take the tier 2 out. I mean, looks like Schofield's still hunting around for him, indeed, knowing that Makoto can't get out here. And indeed, Schofield finds him, finishes him off. You can't escape from this guy. And again, there comes the smirk from Schofield. He's having a great time.
The smirk and the Poogies, a classic combo. As they come raining down the triple Poogie from Heroic.
The
a rare triple Poogie. Write that one down. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays out.
Do you ever drop a Poogie on your enemies? Oh,
I don't think I have any Poogies. So I don't think I've dropped one.
That Poogie's crying.
That's sad.
That must be one of Aurora's Poogies. They're not having a good time this game. They're terrified because soon Heroic's going to be in the base chasing them off.
They have been fleeing. Aurora sent some Poogies from Heroic off to wherever the heck. Where do Poogies come from?
Poogie Land.
Poogie Land?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Poogie Land has a few more civilians.
Poogie Wonderland.
Poogie Wonderland specifically.
Anyway, well, that's the dead tusk. I appreciate the effort. You know, Miri went for some sort of steal. Not going to happen. Heroic, they get the Roshan. Aegis on Yuma.
How do you think being dead as a hero works? Like, are you in like a box watching everyone else fight? How is the process of being reborn over and over again work?
No, you're not. It's just it's a new hero that just looks like the previous one, but it's not the same. The lives, the memories of that iteration of the Tusk are now gone. It's replaced by a blank slate of a hero.
So he spawns and he doesn't even know who's on his team. He's got to like figure it all out.
Yeah, exactly. You got to figure it out. Get out there.
Whoa. Sounds like a sci-fi.
Maybe that's,
I'd watch that.
I mean, I don't know how the lore works. That's almost certainly not how the lore works. But there's definitely, you know, there's a reason to the respawning. There is something about that in the lore.
That's why you need to watch Slax's, what is it called? Around the Lore House? What is it? He's making that lore video with DHL.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's, go watch it, kids.
Yeah. Anyway, Yuma is he buying Rapier?
No, he's getting nullified, I think. I mean, I wished it was a Rapier.
What the heck is happening on the ground?
He's doing his little disassembling stuff, right, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
I think it's going to be nullifier.
I hope it's a Rapier.
I mean, it should be a Rapier.
I mean, I think he should. I actually think it's the best item. I think if he should buy Rapier and they should go end. I don't think they can stop him.
I mean, I agree. He looks unkillable. He's been unkillable. 11-0-4. He's got great setup around him.
He's doing it. He unlocked it. Sell your Chrysalis.
There we go.
And go buy Rapier and go.
Now, we have seen some unfortunate early Rapier purchases this tournament, right? Wasn't that even by Nightfall in a game where we've having some Rapiers being picked up and then...
That was Nightfall, yeah.
So, I guess trying to beat Nightfall at his own game here. Now with Yuma picking up an early Rapier.
Maybe Nightfall with a little PTSD. He sees the Rapier and scary.
No, he's a positive guy. He sees that Rapier and he says, that's got my name on it. He's ready to try and take that out of the hands of Yuma.
I like that. I like that.
But here we go. Yuma, ready to close it up. And very much addressing There's some of the things that we didn't see from Heroic in game 1. This time around, they're leaning fully into it. They have this lead. They want to close it up. They do not want to let Aurora play this slow style of game that Aurora want to get away with, that might just give Aurora a chance to get back into this. They want to close it up, Heroic.
And I think that's the right call. I think it's a great read. Looks like they're looking to go with his wave. He's gotten a DD as well on Yuma, so he is stacked to the 9s. Ooh, big spear.
Oh, indeed. Catching an ollie outside of the base there. Excellent angle from Whisper.
They might get thrown here, I'm not going to lie.
Nice amplified damage. Divine Rapier Gyro in your base at 30 minutes. Good luck with that. Outside on the map, Mira's trying to cut the creep wave. Schofield and King Jungles.
Oh, we got a blade mail.
And Whisper ready to take him out.
And it did not do enough. Okay, well, nice try.
Well, let's see what the answer is going to be to this.
They got to come up with something, because I think they might straight up lose the game to this Aegis.
Dude, that's not a bad idea, though. 5-man blade mail, is that the strat?
He just has to panic, though, and Aegis.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't do a whole lot. It's not a lot that could do a whole lot at this point. It's a tough spot for Aurora. Heroic.
Yes, it's Satanic. Yep, he's going to use it back to full.
Woo, woo, woo. That's the mid-rack Scott. They're smoking up on Aurora. Can they find a chance to jump, though? It's going to be tough. Still a minute and a half left on the Aegis of Yuma. And ideally, they're going to want to wait that out. They do not want to throw everything into this before that's gone. Obviously, with the gold, as you can see, has he got the recipe? Yeah, he's got the recipe of the Daedalus in the backpack. So yeah, he's very close to having the Daedalus online on top of the Rapier, Yuma.
That's a lot of damage. Not even Flex Tape could protect this base.
Yuma. Up to the high ground. Still nearly a minute of which Aurora don't really want to go on the gyro. Or at least not expending a lot. Whisper gets a good angle here with the spear to the side. They're coming with the counterplay. Snowball stays, buys some time. Whisper committing with the BKB, does still have the arena ready to drop. They've killed off the gyro the once. Yuma on the round 2's got to start backing off a little bit. Defi's going to get in aggressive, try and draw the attention over towards him.
Okay.
The punch up, Nightfall makes the jump over towards him, but Yuma's able to put the BKB and he's healing up. Yuma back up to full HP. It's over. GG is called. We're getting a game 3. Heroic. They shut this game down very nicely. A perfect Rapier pickup into a perfect close-up. They really leveled up after that game 1 struggle.
100%. And Yuma 13-0-7. Great performance from him. I can't help but feel like it also goes back.
Here we go, game 3 time. Ladies and gentlemen, Aurora versus Heroic. And that last pick, Huskar, coming in. I'm looking at the stats here. He played it once in 2023, once in 2024. So he's making sure he gets his 1 game in a year here, at least on the competitive, the professional level. Here in 2025, Whisper on the Huskar, Quinn.
I've never seen it before, I'm not going to lie. I believe that he played those games, but I have not seen them. He's silver tier. That is not the mark of someone who's super experienced on the hero. It is a very, very good Huskar game. And to answer Jenkins' question, it is extremely good against Dragon Knight. This lane is horrendous, to put it lightly. So I'm curious if they are going to dual lane mid. Me and Owen were theory crafting. Maybe Dazzle needs to dual lane mid. I don't know what they're going to do.
I mean, because, yeah, it could get rough pretty early. It could be brutal. And, you know, we have seen, honestly, Whisper pop off in some of the games on Heroes that, he's shown us what he can do on the mid lane. Sure, it's not been a sort of smooth sailings here at this tournament, but definitely in some of the previous ones, Whisper showing he can bring out some surprises.
They're doing the smoke. So they should know about this. He should not die to this, but he's not a Huskar player. So does he know? He knows. Does he know? Oh, no, he doesn't know. Oh, he's dead. Oh, no, he purged it, but he's actually still dead. Man. Oh, he's fine.
Oh. No, he's dead. No, he's fine.
He's fine?
He's dead.
What is happening? He was fine if he walked down.
No. Well, they got him. First blood for Ollie.
Man, brother, that's what happens when non-Huskar players play Huskar, man. Oh, my goodness. Well, that will give DK some breathing room for sure, but he did not get the last hit, so his boots will be slightly later than if he had gotten the last hit. DK's gameplay is just going to pull waves now, so it's a pretty big kill for him. Because laning is impossible, you can't even try, so just needs to start pulling waves as soon as you can.
Now let's have a look. Let's have a look how this one goes down. What are we seeing with the side lanes with these drafts that come out in Game 3?
I think Heroic should come up pretty well on both side lanes. Top, I think they'll do fine. Pangoliers are strong enough hero that they should do okay. They are just pulling waves to start. And bottom lane, there's a Jakiro. Jakiro Terrorblade, about as strong as lane as it gets. I imagine Heroic should do very well bottom lane. At least while these metas are running.
Nightfall doesn't want to spend any too much time there chasing Schofield out the lane. Wants to stick to the wave. Let's see how Whisper sort of fixes things up after having that unfortunate death at the start.
Excuse me, he has Dom queued up? I hope that's a misclick.
Oh, that's the secret tech on Husker.
No, it's not. It's
What
not.
is it?
Pub warning, that is not the secret tech.
I mean, maybe it's just automatic. He's going to change it. He's going to change it.
Hopefully.
I'm looking forward to it.
Top tower is under attack.
We'll have to see. He's definitely like looking uncomfortable. Whoa there.
Ollie. It's going to be fine. Oh, is he? The shards are actually pretty solid here from Schofield. Swashbuckle as well. They got him.
Not bad. But when I watch him, like the way he's laning, he's not very comfortable on this hero, I think. And you can even see, like, I even think the skill build is wrong against DK. It should be 2 points in the spears. He's honestly doing totally fine in the DK so far. So between the First Blood and Whisper's inexperience on the hero, we'll see how much he's able to do in the mid game. Whisper is obviously an incredibly skilled player. So even on a hero he's not the most comfortable on, he should still be able to do very well. We'll have to see to what heights he can reach, though.
Because indeed, so far, Makoto is going to be pretty happy with how they've managed to set things up. On the bottom lane again. That's been on towards Toronto Tokyo, but he's able to back away. Top lane. Trying to chase down Schofield, but again, you never want to spend too much time chasing Schofield away from the lane. Got to stick to the creeps. Focus on the CS. And Nightfall definitely getting shaken up more this game than we saw him get sort of shaken up in the laning phase of the other two. Bit of a slower start for him on the carry this time after 2 games of sort of complete free farm in that safe lane laning phase.
I also think it's a pretty bad sign when you have Dazzle on your team, and I mean just in general, but especially when he loses the lane. The hero is so much about that early game, because if you look in the mid game, he's got no nukes. He has Grave, and he has like some baby heals, but that's about his entire kit. So if he's not in a position of strength where his cores are really strong, they can chat up for him, and he can, you know, play that scared backliner, then the hero can have some real issues having impact.
See bottom. Get the slowing onto the 2 of them. Both Mirror and Toronto Tokyo falling incredibly low.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yuma posturing incredibly aggressively here behind the tier 1 tower.
This Heroic safe lane, both this game and last game, really sticking it to Aurora.
Mirror will be fine.
They picked the Centaur into this Terrorblades. Like, they saw both heroes, right? It was a double counter pick for lane from Aurora. And it is a Jakiro, so even if you have counter pick, you can't really do too much, but you would expect it to go a little bit better than this, I would hope.
Decent damage onto the tower here on that first aggressive play here, 5 minutes in. Pretty much half of the tier 1 gone.
The CS is still very good for Centaur, though. Like, if you look at the net worths, like, it feels like he's more ahead, but you look at the net worths, it's only 100 gold difference.
Top lane trying to get aggressive to take down Schofield. Can they get the deny? They can't. Ollie's going to be able to get the last hit in to take Schofield down. Right, getting turned around upon there, where they did try and jump him aggressively themselves. Nightfall and Ollie, they were ready to turn that and take the kill themselves.
I'm curious to see how this Huskar gameplay looks. It's always fascinating to watch players who are sort of newer to heroes, similar to how we saw Malrine playing that Primal in the off lane the other day. This almost feels similar. How will he adapt to playing out of his comfort zone, especially in a key Game 3? They took a long time thinking about it, a lot of options they were potentially deciding between, and they landed on the Huskar. It is a great Huskar game for the game, and you wonder, was that teammate pressure? Did Whisper want to play it? What were the dynamics that led to them actually picking this? It's hard to know without being there.
They'll be able to get some pressure onto the tower. the help of King Jungle swinging over towards the mid, leaving Yuma on his own down bottom where he should be fine. They're also seeing if they can get the chance to wrap around onto Makoto.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So if they can get the angle to set something up. Schofield off the mark. Flood grenade and shards won't make it happen, but they still look to make the jump forward here. Whisper in with the ultimate. Ollie's ready to back Makoto up with the grave. The spears are stacking up. He's going to try
He's
for the
gonna die in
TP out. The
phase,
heal
maybe?
comes in.
Dire's
He's gonna be
middle
okay.
tower
He's
is
fine.
under attack.
Wow.
Ollie coming in clutch there with the saves to give him the chance to TP out of this. And Whisper's pretty low, but should be fine regenning up at the side. Schofield and King Jungles, they can turn and win the support battle. They take out Mira. They're going to get the trap on towards Ollie as well. As Ollie
I
still
think
alive.
Nightfall's going to die here.
And Nightfall's going to be
Oh,
able
we
to
got
kill
ulti off the
Schofield.
kill.
He might be able to kill Whisper as well. Whisper also
my.
dead. Nightfall's just eating them up.
Holy
Gets the double.
crap.
Toronto Tokyo's here. Does not, or he does, yes, Dunsbar up and ready. Puts a stop to King Jungles. I mean, they're going to set up for
Wow.
Nightfall to get a triple. So we saw last game, what? You must have to get this early ultra. This game, we're getting Nightfall getting an even earlier triple.
That was incredibly clutch. That would have been a massive disaster. Both supports dying for nothing, but Nightfall says, no, 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 I've got a TP skull for a reason. Buys his cornucopia
Radiant's middle
and can go
tower
straight back through the gate with the mana from that.
Yeah, that's huge.
It is massive. And also looking at Yuma here. Will not find him, looks like.
Now, see back on the replay here. I mean, obviously at this point, Heroic feeling like, well, we can win this trade. We're going to kill these supports easily. But indeed, it suddenly turns up a level 5 bear. And as you say, hitting the 6, ready to push on for more. And not a chance for Whisper to get away from this one.
It was, honestly, if you look, it's actually a really big misplay from Schofield. He could have just walked away from the Ursa and kited him. Then the Huskar can jump him, burn his attack speed, and he doesn't have the enrage to purge the attack speed slow from Huskar. I think they could have kited him and killed him, but Schofield making a rare mistake in one of these skirmishes and feeding him the level 6, like that actually determined everything. I think they would have killed Ursa, would have been horrible for Aurora, so maybe a little bit lucky. Aurora probably felt like they outplayed them, but Schofield, a little bit of a whoopsie there.
And yeah, no helmet for the Dom today. And it's an armlet.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good.
Radiant's
He does have the
bottom
blink queued up,
tower
which
under
is
attack.
the like very crazy sort of gung-ho Huskar build. There was a period where everyone was trying this build. Some people were doing it. NTS and Emo were buying it a lot. And even Malrine tried it some, but eventually everyone backed away from it because it is so volatile and you can ruin your game very quickly if you die once or twice going too deep.
Top lane. They get the chase down onto Divide, but the Rolling Thunder's there in time.
Tower is under attack.
Maybe thinking if he can get back in onto them, but into the 3 of them a bit too risky. Divide will play it safe. Sure that he doesn't get set up upon by the rotation of the sky.
And I think after that big TP play from Nightfall,
Just a quick stampede from Toronto Tokyo to save himself.
I think Aurora in a pretty comfortable position. You can let your Centaur keep doing the 33, dragging waves with the creep, farm it up, and have your other heroes make plays. Huskar,
Is under attack.
it's not a great core-to-core matchup against Ursa unless you're really farmed
Radiant's middle
and
tower
familiar with how these little interactions go. Pangler is going for a Vestal, so his scaling will be drastically diminished. It's not going to be that super farmed carry-esque Pangler we see from Amar so often from the offlane.
And we see them setting up around the mid. Nice buff on towards Makoto. Schofield trying to come in from the angle, but they find him straight away. Will get the chance to snowball up towards the high ground over towards Mira. Gets the shards down as well. Whisper jumps in, takes out Mira. So Yuma seeing if he can find a way into the fight to try and get more, but don't have any further catch. So Aurora will be able to get the majority of them away, just losing the Sky on that play.
One advantage of the Blink this game, though, is if the Stampede is on cooldown, he can solo kill anybody besides the Ursa, probably, and even the Ursa, depending on how many points he has in Silence, how the skirmish is played, he can solo kill him, so it does give him a lot of aggressive threat. And with no Blink Daggers in sight for any of his teammates for a long time, I can see why he wants to do it. Whisper, a very naturally aggressive player, so it fits his normal way of playing the game. We'll have to see. You know, he's not going to go for it. He's going to buy the Sange, play it safe, play it normal.
Top. Divine. Considering the opening on towards Nightfall. Nightfall. Not afraid of them whatsoever. Trusting in the fact that he's got Makoto waiting in the sidelines. They want to actually start a fight, a defense in return here, Aurora. Tower starting to fall pretty low.
Dire's top tower.
Still difficult for them to really get a catch onto any of Heroic to really sort of start something.
TPing bottom on Whisper. Really strange decision. They see his TP, and even if they didn't, he could have stampeded away, so a bit of a waste. I'm surprised they're not making this move toward top. One of the big weaknesses of Centaur is he's incredibly terrible at TPing into fights. One of the heroes, maybe the hero's single biggest weakness is he's really bad in these early skirmishes if you're not coming to him. So if they did choose to attack top, they could get with the TP as well, the meta coming up, and they could open this tower pretty easily. But with this TP, Nightfall's going to have several more minutes of unfettered farm top. The Ancients actually messing up the stack a little bit, but still farming up this area. And Aurora, we know how much they like to chill. They're going to get the Blink Dagger on DK during this downtime.
Makoto definitely getting out of this early game in a solid way, considering he was obviously handed that matchup against the Huskar. Sure, he's behind, but not by much. And definitely with potential to make the moves to get back ahead. That Blink Dagger online. Top lane, Heroic, they should be able to finish off the tower this time, as low as it is. Unlikely Aurora's going to do anything about that. So tier 1 will fall. Now the smoke comes into play. Looking to make use of this Blink. Dragon Tail, Mystic Flare combo. Let's see what Aurora can find. So Yuma would be the dream catch. He's already getting out of it. TP's actually just over to the tier 2.
He knows.
To quickly get away from this position.
Playing for the farm, maximizing. Good read from him, knowing that, hey, DK's been missing a little bit. It's about that time you expect him to have Blink, and just saying, it's not worth taking the risk. We're not going to fight this. For some reason, Heroic supports, you see them leave this top area. They took the tower, they had control, and they kind of give it back a little bit. So Nightfall allowed access back into the woods here. Even though the tower dies, he's still going to be farming just fine. Able to take whatever camp he wants. This is around the time normally you'd see Huskars want to take that Roshan, to take that area and to prioritize it, but Heroic not opting for it right now, despite Crimson Guard not being online. Ursa farming his Blink Dagger, still quite a ways away, so maybe missing a window here. Huskar, without that acceleration in that first big team fight, can get insta-killed, and his game look real rough if you're not careful.
I mean, for Heroic, how risky would it be to try and get away with an early Roshan? Are you sneaking that this game? With the fact that, you know, we know Aurora are going to play this sort of passive defensive style?
I think it's definitely something you want to do.
Yeah.
Especially if you see Aurora heroes elsewhere on the map. The thing is, you've waited a long time. It might be a little too late now. He's finished an entire Crimson Guard on Toronto, Tokyo, so he is super farmed. This TB will be useless in fights. We've seen this recipe before. You pick the TB, they buy the Crimson Guard. TB needs a long time before he can actually enter these fights in a meaningful way against that item.
Almost careful on this top lane in the sense that they were expecting Heroic to maybe show. Divide. Well, King Jungle's by his side. Aurora not pushing on. There's the Blink sent out now here for Whisper. So maybe with that, I mean, because what sort of tempo are you looking to play as the Huskar? You've got this Blink now on top of the sand and the armlet. Are you trying to get in the faces of Aurora?
I do think you want to take fights, but to be honest, you're not overwhelmingly stronger than them anymore.
No,
you've been farming for a while, and they've been farming too, so things have leveled out a little bit. There was that period where he was untouchable. That period is gone. He can die if he overcommits into fights, and so I think you need to play this sort of skirmishy pick-off style. You bought the Blink Dagger. You want to play in these side lanes. Look for little kills here and there, but they don't have the warding for it right now. They do have one ward on the gate top, but no vision bottom side where Makoto was farming, and Aurora just playing full, maximizing Dota, working on their second and third Blink Daggers on Toronto, Tokyo, and Nightfall. And when they have those, I think the fights will be a lot easier for Aurora. This impending timing could be a real problem for Heroic, who, I'll be honest, they just look uncomfortable. Whisper does not look like himself. He hasn't been that same dominant force we see on his comfortable heroes.
It does definitely feel like that. But when they do turn up and try and fight, as you say, with all the blinks on Aurora, it's just going to be kind of a blink stun, and the follow-up damage a Mystic Flare and Ursa on top of them is going to allow them to pretty much kill any of Heroic's cores. A lot of pressure is definitely going to be there on Schofield to come in with clutch snowball saves. Heroic will now start to look to maybe go for the Roche. A little careful about how they go about this. I feel like we've got to keep eyes on Whisper to make sure, you know, does he get caught out mid-arm that toggle? You never know. But he should be fine.
He's got the Jakiro helping him.
So it would take some very unlucky situations to die to this Roche.
Yeah, it would be some statistical anomaly for him to get bashed like 5 times in a row or something.
He's got it. So Aegis into the hands of Whisper. Let's see what they do with it. If they do anything with it. Game's slowing down.
They need to get these lanes in. They're not really holding any areas. You can see them push the wave in, and then they just sort of walk away. They keep giving that traction back that they're getting. You see Devi, he's bought a vessel, and he has 0 charges at 17 minutes. That is not what you want to see when you buy this item. You're buying it because you want to skirmish, you want to fight, you want to be involved in the game, and nobody's been involved in anything.
No.
It's been full peace treaty.
Yeah, both sides are chilling, and you can't help but feel that, you know, Aurora, they kind of revel in that sort of situation a little bit more.
I would have to agree. When you think of Heroic, you think of go crazy, get a bunch of kills, play that fast play style. Aurora, the complete opposite, so they are definitely in their comfort zone, and Heroic, in more ways than one.
There we go. See what they can find. They got to find something. A failed smoke at this point is only going to hurt them big time. But who are they on track to catch? Because at the moment, I mean, if they do sweep back over to their side of the map, as we can see, there is a DK and a Sky over here. Makoto wouldn't be a bad one to catch.
Will they, though? He's got the blink up. And the ward to spot them.
Oh, Whisper gets the jump in, gets him caught with the silence, though. Ice Bar's there. They find the Dragon Knight.
Holy moly. That's the pure Dota skill you see right there. TP's top after, spots the Ursa.
Yeah, maybe see if they can make a quick play and turn it into another kill. That would be huge for Heroic, but Aurora, they've already got Nightfall backing out.
Blind blink. Honestly, not that far from getting him, but close but no cigar.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yuma. Want to pick up the farm in the mid.
They are going to have some gate control, so can bounce back and forth if they want to, but not really pressuring that much at the Aegis. About halfway through it, still haven't really done too much. Going Shivas on Centaur, great item choice this game. Against the Pangolier, the Terrorblade, the Huskar, so much right-clicking, so much physical damage, and the HP regen reduction, obviously amazing against Huskar. Really smart item decisions from him so far. Hasn't really interacted with the game at all, but when he does, he will be a force to be reckoned with.
Now they'll go for the tier 2. Alright. Fortification will come out. I mean, I imagine what if you're Aurora, you're kind of like whatever, you can take this.
Probably. I think they're gonna wait out this Aegis, and if I know Nightfall, he's pinging that BKB, guys, saying, "Yo, guys, wait for my BKB."
It's coming soon. Should have the time to grab it. Of course, Heroic, they want to do everything to stop the chance of Aurora getting this just sort of freedom and time to farm it up. They've taken out the mid-tier 1 tower. Aurora, let's see if they're prepared for Heroic heading over with the smoke.
It looks like they know. Ollie seems to be breaking, offering up his life, sacrificing for the greater good.
But the Stampede, Whisper jumps across him because he's trying to look to see if he can find something bigger than just the Dazzle. Ollie, obviously left behind. Whisper, does he find the chance to catch anyone else? He's found Mirror, so at least getting the 2 supports out of this one, Heroic. In terms of getting anything else, doesn't look likely. The rest of Aurora, the 3 cores will survive. So Heroic not going empty-handed, but still not quite the big heroes that they want to be taking out.
It does feel somewhat that Heroic is chasing Aurora. They're not hemming them in. That's the feeling you want whenever you're in that dominant, strong position. You want to be squeezing them into a smaller area. You don't want to be running behind them on the map. Because that means in a lot of ways you're sort of trailing behind their farming pattern. You're not hitting that many creeps. And you may get a support kill here or there, but in the meantime, they're farming a whole bunch of creeps, and it's not going to really net you as big of a gold lead as you think it is, compared to controlling areas, continuing to farm yourself while preventing the enemy from farming. And Heroic feels like they're chasing a lot more. And the Aegis almost out. And Huskar, without the Aegis this game, he cannot jump into a bunch of heroes. He will just die.
Yeah, so if that's sort of as much as they could get with it, we'll see what they can do without it, Heroic. As Aurora, they know that time is coming up. The Aegis is expiring. They're ready to start the fight themselves into the fact that that's not going to be there anymore in the hands of Whisper. See who they can find. Aurora, Kodo, ready to spot up Defy with a quick blink there. Stops Defy getting caught by a Dragon Tail potential.
Dodging that gank. Very clutch reaction time. Whisper going for the much-needed BKB this game.
They're trying to head over into this fire row. And looking towards Toronto Tokyo here, of course, incredibly tanky Schofield. Looks to make an aggressive move on towards the two supports on the back lines, but the Crimson Guard's been popped out, providing the protection. Good control with the Rolling Thunder onto Toronto Tokyo, but it's not enough. Toronto Tokyo is fine, gets the Stampede and the Who Stomp off. They turn, blow up Defy as the Pan goes out of the fight. The heals coming out from Ollie, making sure Toronto Tokyo is still good to go. Whisper gets it incredibly aggressively, but they just turn and kill him straight away. Yuma's still trying to push on forwards, but it's 3 versus 5. Yuma has no more fight to sort of be had here. He's got to get out. And on the side, Makoto is made the jump. They've found Schofield. It's just not looking great, Quinn, from Heroic. They try and go into this fight. It's just not coming together for them.
No, to be honest, Whisper just doesn't know his limits. He's trying to figure it out. He's trying to feel out what to do, but the map movement, the way he's fighting, he just doesn't know the hero. He's not an expert on the hero.
Yeah, that jump. Let's just say, well, because what's the problem with this? Just going far too aggressive, jumping into the 4 of them, or what?
Yeah, in this Ursa matchup in particular, when you're not ahead like this, you don't have the Aegis, you need to let Ursa jump first, and you need to hit him once he's jumped in. You need to kite him, because if you full commit, and Ursa hasn't jumped yet, he's going to instantly jump you and explode you. You have no massive amounts of armor, no Satanic to survive through his hits. Nightfall only has to hit him 6 or 7 times and he just dies. It's rough. It's rough.
2K lead now. Not the biggest of numbers, but definitely that's just sort of underlying feeling that the next fight, one more good fight going the way of Aurora, and this lead is going to just blow up against Heroic. The game in a very delicate position for Heroic. So, back in action in the mid. See if he can get out with the blink he can. So Schofield should be fine. A little bit of a win there. The Stampede out.
That is nice. Yuma, been a quiet game for him. He is continuing to farm up. Hasn't really done anything wrong this game. It's just hard for him to kill anyone. You look at Heroic's lockdown. Terrorblade, that's the thing he wants most in a draft. The thing he really needs. He needs stuff to lock him down so he can dish out all the damage. He's got 2 big problems. There's a Shivas and a Crimson, so he doesn't do all the damage. He's not that end-all, be-all, kill everyone Terrorblade. And on top of that, his only catch is a Pangolier and a Tusk, but there's a Stampede, there's a Grave to buy time to kite back, reset that meta. It's hard to point a finger at something Yuma's done seriously wrong, but it also feels like hasn't really done that much.
Aurora starting to sort of bring the pressure over towards Heroic's map more and more. Smoke up from them. See what they can find with a jump. It's down on the bottom. Nightfall, he's not afraid to just get him with the BKB and kill off King Jungles.
Well, not sure if the BKB was needed. Could have ulted potentially. Slightly shorter cooldown. But got the kill. And I think any kill you can get in a slow game like this, you take that gold boost up to the next item.
Do have Yuma putting on the split pressure top of the illusions. Aurora still hovering around the mid. They'll start to split back up now. I'll send Toronto Tokyo up top to deal with that split push pressure that was being put on by Yuma. Heroic, can they maybe try and make a move whilst the Centaur has left the rest of the team? If they do, they're not really doing it without revealing themselves, as they will show in the mid and the bottom lane. So not going to be catching Aurora by surprise anytime soon with these sort of moves.
Yeah, Makoto. Let's see. Okay.
And he's got Stampede. And he's got the BKB. He's on the run. And he's going to opt for the TP out. And I tell you what, he gets away.
Wow. I'm so surprised. I thought Scorpio was going to get him.
I thought, yeah, it looked like he was going to have time to sort of get around the trees and get him with a punch, but it wasn't to be.
He played it really well. He knew he wanted to stun him, and TP was spacing him really, really well there, but got a little lost. I'm not sure if it was misclicks or what happened there, but I thought he was going to get it off. But does escape Makoto. Really close call. And we see, like, sort of been the theme for this series, Aurora, even though they're in a pretty decent position, choosing to keep playing it slow, play it safe, wait for more and more item timings, believing that hey, we've got the late game. This TB, this Huskar, they don't have what it takes to play against us as we get more and more items, and I think they may be right.
And Nightfall starting to get that little bit of a lead in the carry matchup, and very close to and just a recipe away from getting the Abyssal Blade out. And then an extra sort of stun. You know, all three of those cores with that opening, that jump potential from Aurora that's going to make the fights very scary for Heroic. As I say, the saves coming in from Scope on the stage have to be perfect. Top lane, Whisper has been found. He'll get the BKB off and manage to run this time. Can they actually turn and fight? Devi's going to try. He's in with the Rolling Thunder, looking towards Ollie. They should get the Dazzle. I say that. It's the big heals coming in. Stampede as well. Doesn't matter. Ollie still goes down. Nightfall. He's in on top of Yuma. They've found the Terrorblade. The Snowball save will come in. Buys him a little bit of time. Can he get any sort of Thunder off for anything? Yuma is down to the low ground. He'll get the Thunder off to King Jungles to get Yuma's HP back up to full. Device trying to finish off Nightfall. It's not going to happen. Nightfall turns towards Device. Whisper. He'll jump in. Will manage to finish off the Nightfall kill. Can Heroic get anything more from this? Whisper still dancing with the idea of sticking around for the fight, but Makoto catches him with the Dragon Tail stun. Toggle up to the high ground. Whisper surviving. Pushes the two at the back. Whisper playing perfectly around the edge of the fight this time round. Makoto's going to die. They'll turn towards the Centaur, but the TP out will succeed. Heroic making it work that fight. And this time round, Whisper able to play very nicely with the moves, stays alive, and sort of baits them into trying to continue the fight. Whisper, he comes out on top this time.
That was really well done. What a fast learner to like sees how the last fight played out, understands perfectly how he needs to do it. You're right, he stayed just on the edge, in and out.
We'll see it again here. So
that was masterful.
And to sort of make this call as well, you had to use the BKB pretty early on the Huskar to get out of that sort of situation, but even amongst all the chaos, he reads the fight and knows that he can get back in as he does with this very aggressive blink and get away with it all.
No, even just this first blink down here, there's a period where he's just waiting for 10 seconds, just looking, waiting for Ursa. Ursa blinks in, he immediately blinks and starts hitting Ursa. You can see him getting super low from the spears in the vessel here.
Yeah, it's just straight in. Whisper seeing that chance to keep the fight going strong. With moves like that, they do start to take back away a little bit of that advantage that Aurora had against them. A very well executed fight, not an easy one for Heroic to pull off, but they do just about.
No, that was a high skill fight. You could tell they won it just by tooth and nail. So close for it being a disaster. But they pull victory from the jaws of defeat, and now TB, top net worth off of that, gets a couple big kills, has the Scotty finished out, moving towards Pike. Still, you feel like his damage is a bit on the low side of things against the Shivas, the cart. A lot of defensive tools from Aurora, but they get the Aegis.
Aurora, straight out. Even though it's obviously Heroic that got the Aegis into their hands, Aurora weren't afraid to immediately move out of the map. Look for this sort of aggressive move. And they can swing towards the top lane. Look to try and take this tier 1 down. Heroic. Just after that last fight, seeing the chance that they do have to out-execute in the team fight situations. I mean, do you imagine we're going to see them go for moves with this Aegis?
I think they are down to take a fight, but I'm not sure if they will be able to get a hold of Aurora. They haven't really shown throughout the entirety of the series that they've been able to, right? It generally feels like there's periods where Heroic wants to fight, Aurora dodges them, and they just can't find them. And from the way heroes are moving around, it kind of looks like that's going to be the case. Almost as the Satanic finished up on Whisker, so... Whisker. He's not a cat, he's a Dota player. Whisper
bottom tower
So he
is
is
under
able to
attack.
fight that Ursa a little bit more. Huge pickup, to be honest. But they're kind of just huddled on their side of the map right now, not really thinking about smoking for what it looks like.
We're considering sort of stepping into the high ground triangle, but maybe they've got the numbers now, so they can feel that they head up and stay pretty safe in this area. But Toronto is going to try for the jump on them. Whisper, he'll turn and get the jump on him in return. Obviously, it's a tanky Sensor out to pot the Stampede. Graves going to be there as well, trying to keep Toronto Tokyo alive. He's still got to get away from this Huskar, though. Whisper stacking up the spears. Toronto Tokyo rides out of there with his own cart. Will survive. Divide. He's in trouble. They turn towards him. He's actually able to kite out Nightfall, though. Now Nightfall with his BKB coming to an end. He's got to back off. Whisper in with another jump. There's Grave comes through again, bailing Nightfall out. Heal is going to be there in a second, but Whisper jumps forward. Nightfall turns against the matchup. Doesn't matter. Whisper survives. They've killed Nightfall off. Now he turns over towards Toronto Tokyo. They get the two big pickoffs. Heroic making these fights work once again. And it really feels like Whisper, he's leveling up on this Huskar now.
Absolutely. He had a rough early game, but he has really turned it on since then. Played this fight super well, and Nightfall, you can see the two-sided nature of this Huskar-Ursa matchup. He jumps in really deep, but he doesn't really get enough. And then now, Huskar jumping on him, the massive damage from Life Break, the silence, and we didn't talk about it that much, but it is a really good Terrorblade game. Almost all of the damage from Aurora is physical. There's a Skywrath Mage, but at the end of the day, it's a support hero. Against 21,000 net worth cores, he's not going to be the same amount of damage that they need. Ursa, Dragonite, the single target physical damage, it's what TB dreams of playing against. With the Butterfly queued up next, it's an amazing Butterfly game. Both these heroes, not big fans of the MKB, even though Nightfall does have it queued up, so big timings on the horizon.
Absolutely, and keeping it close to the numbers. I mean, 33 minutes in, 13-14, and less than 1K gold difference between the teams. We obviously saw those earlier moments where Aurora, it did feel like they were having a bit of better control of the map and the game. These last few team fights, Heroic coming in with the outplay, keeping this game incredibly competitive here in this game 3.
I think one problem for Aurora is also, look at Makoto's inventory, right? He's got a Blink, Force Staff, Soul Ring. There's not really any damage there yet. He's got the Armlet, but he's more playing an off-lane sort of stun in and out role than he is a real solid core. And on the other side, it's Centaur, a hero that is a very supporting hero, right? You're blinking and you're carding people. It's a very much about tanking and kiting, which leaves just Ursa to be the big damage dealer, but it's against a Terrorblade. It's against a Huskar with a Satanic now. Saves from Ursa, 4 stabs, it's not that easy.
And the last few fights, Heroic have done a pretty good job of making sure that that Soul sort of, you know, sustained damage output of the Ursa, and Nightfall, he's just not able to do it. They're controlling him and ensuring that when he does sort of look to pop the BKB, lock down on a target, he's just not getting the chance to get the hits in.
And the AC coming up next for Whisper. At the rate this game has been going, he's going to get there before the next fight. That just means even more tank ability, even more armor to cut through with this physical damage-centric lineup of Aurora.
Grouping up once again, down bottom, Heroic.
Schofield has Butterfly queued up. I have a feeling he's not going to buy that.
You never know.
Radiant are scared.
You never know.
Maybe.
I actually really like this adjustment from Yuma. He sees that Nightfall bought the Demon Edge and switches to Daedalus knowing this ain't a Daedalus, it's an Ursa. This is an MKB. And pre-switching to the Daedalus, now Nightfall buying an MKB for no reason. Pretty big item build sort of swapperoo here.
I mean, but that's when you one-up him and you buy the Rapier instead of the MKB on Ursa.
It's Rapier and Ursa.
Nightfall's not afraid to buy a Rapier.
That's true.
Nightfall, he's walking in. Oh, that's a quick jump straight away on Schofield. Schofield's gone. Nightfall now turns his attention over towards Whisper. Whisper able to put the BKB and run. They get the jump stun and Hex combo on towards Divide. Divide will immediately buy back. Whisper and Yuma now in a pretty good position to start beating back into Aurora. Aurora, they'll back away, or at least try to. Toronto Tokyo, can he get his way out of this one? Over to the side, Whisper this time gets turned upon and taken out by Nightfall and Makoto. Koto now, Dragon Tail onto Divide. He bought back for this.
Oh boy.
That's the chain stuns coming in. That's a die back there from Divide on the Pangolier. I mean, they really felt that they could try and put everything into that fight. And it's a good Sunder there from Yuma, but is it good enough? Nightfall's going to get saved by the Grave coming in, and Yuma still dies underneath the tier 2 tower. Schofield turns with a punch up on towards Toronto Tokyo, but the Crimson's back up. Toronto Tokyo's fine. That's all 3 cores now dead on Heroic. Aurora keeping one another alive, and they're ready to try and dive for more. Toronto Tokyo, he's looking up to the high ground. Moving in past the tier 3s. They won't get the chance to make any plays onto the last 2 left alive, but they don't really care too much. It's only the 2 supports. Aurora, they got what they came for, getting the 3 cores, and one of them twice. A dieback on Divide.
You can't be making mistakes like that. We've talked about it before. You have to be so careful with these buybacks in these fights. I don't think the buyback was necessarily that bad, but really goes in over his head, extends way too far once his Huskar is already dead. Almost feeling a little bit desperate for a fight when the desperation wasn't needed. They were in such a fine position, and this fight did not need to go like this.
No, I guess they sort of felt that they had that sort of positioning on the high ground, but even though they had that at the start, Aurora, they were immediate with that jump. As soon as they get the chance to get on Schofield, they just eliminate the Tusk at the start to make sure that there's not an easy chance for it to get some sort of save off. And after that, also able to kind of hold on to, I think it was the BKBs in particular on like Nightfall and Makoto, you know, not use them immediately so that they could sort of bait Heroic into this longer fight and then still have them ready to go. So in certain situations, as we saw, Nightfall could just turn and get the swipe stacked up on Whisper and take this Huskar out of the fight.
Yeah, this fight, I think, was pretty similar to the one we saw by the bottom Roche pit, where Whisper overextends a little bit. He was totally fine, but blinked in, trying to chase the Ursa and the DK. Ursa turns on him and eats him like a snack.
That one hurt big time here for Heroic. Overall, this game, very close on the numbers up until now, but now with that fight in the bag, Aurora, 10k gold lead, Aegis and Cheese ready to play with.
And you have to feel the similarities between this game and game 1, where it's back and forth, Heroic with points of strength, Aurora with points of strength, but whenever it lasts these long games like this, it just feels like Aurora is more in their comfort zone. Heroic tendency, you see like in this triangle fight, pulling the trigger a little too fast on the buyback, making small mistakes.
Oh, look at this, straight away. Just running across the map and diving in for these easier kills. Not afraid at all, Aurora, at this point.
At the same time, though, Yuma is splitting the bottom lane and Schofield pushing in top, so despite losing a kill, losing your mid tower, it's not the worst map position, but Makoto has finished that entire AC, so turning more into that Chad, and we'll start to poke at the high ground a little.
Got a bit of pressure coming in on the top lane. Heroic trying to make sure that they don't feel completely free, Aurora, to make this play with the full 5 of them, as indeed they'll send back at least Nightfall to deal with this, and that will cause the rest of them to fall back from the push for now. So Aurora, they'll sort of reset, get their lanes in a bit of a better position before they do try for the high ground push around the stages. They've still got plenty of time. 3 minutes left with it.
And we mentioned, you know, the physical damage component of Aurora. Well, that's shifted quite a bit now with Sky, Kaiasange, Aether Lens, level 18, and Centaur. He has the Shard, he has the Heart. These double edges will start to hurt. They will add up. And on top of that, the Pyrrhic Cloak, a ridiculously good item on Centaur. Run into the fight, press that on pretty much any hero. Cast your spells like a maniac, and people will die.
Now, these team fights have certainly got a whole lot more complicated for Heroic with the way that that last one ended up crumbling. Aurora. Devi's going to get out of there as Aurora do start to make the push on this bottom lane. Obviously eyeing up that final tier 2 tower. Toronto Tokyo seeing what he can force out from them. He's going to get held back by the Yules of Devi.
The way he stopped. Like, fine, I won't stun you, whatever. Toronto drawing the line up and back. I'm not exactly sure why. They feel so much stronger to me, but
I mean, I guess what do they want to just sort of hold off for the 42-minute wisdom?
I guess they're just going for the Tormentor. Nightfall said, I'm going to go kill that real quick. Give me a sec.
Maximize some of these objectives.
Guess his own shard. Pretty value. Ursa shard. I'm surprised he doesn't have it yet. It's a very good shard.
Radiant are scanning.
And for Heroic, I mean, what sort of the
Dire are scanning.
upcoming big items do some of these cores have, like, or supports? Like, is there anything huge that they're working towards that could be the difference maker in how difficult these team fights are for them at this point?
BKB and Yuma is going to be pretty big. Allow him to sit there and consistently hit a little bit more. We've seen him having to go back and forth a little bit, not able to full commit. This will allow him to have more consistent DPS, which is what they need. The Pike on Whisper, certainly not bad. Kiting Ursa is the name of the game. But doesn't feel like they're as impactful as, say, this Heart on Centaur. The AC finished up Makoto. Whisper shied away from that now, so there is that AC disparity, one of the strongest items in Dota when you do get to buy it.
He's just about to expire. Aurora, do they want to try and go for one quick attempt to the high ground? Looks like they will. Nightfall ready to get straight in. Kodo ready to follow up. Heroic and starting to form the defense though. Devising with the Rolling Thunder. The opening on towards Makoto. Put the BKB in Toronto. Tokyo's ready to take him out of here. Still got to watch that Aegis timer. 20 seconds until it leaves the hands of Nightfall. They get the control on towards Ollie. They found him at the side. He'll be able to grave himself by a little bit of time. Yuma has to put the BKB. Can he find himself to get into position to do the damage he's trying? But Whisper's already died by his side. That's the Husker out for 90. Tavai also finished off. And now Aurora with the Stampede. They're ready to dive into the base. Bully Heroic back. And there's the jump. Toronto, Tokyo going straight up towards the fountain. In with a two-man Who Stomp. Sets up for them to take out Schofield. Aurora very nicely picking them apart there. I mean, they knew that Heroic was going to be tempted to try and take that fight as the Aegis was expiring on Nightfall. It goes horribly, horribly wrong for Heroic.
Just, you can see the items stacking up. You can beat lineups, but it's hard to beat gold as Aurora builds that lead outside the base.
And Toronto Tokyo is ready to try and pick up potentially more kills on the way out here. Teasing around with Yuma up towards the fountain. Nightfall also getting in on top of King Jungles. Another one for him. The buyback will come out from King Jungles, but the rest of the three of them, as I say, do not have the luxury of buybacks. Aurora ready to close this up. Who Stomp into the Mystic Flare. They'll pick Yuma on the way out as well. GG is called. Aurora take game 3, and with that, the series 2-1.
Well deserved. They played a very slow, methodical style. I think not what many people would consider the most exciting Dota.